Okay. So, in today's session, we are going to discuss basically the questions which are based on limit, probability, limit, then continuity, differentiability, maxima, minima, differentiation, increasing function, decreasing function on this. Okay. So I try to cover the question paper that have already came in the examination of the gate paper. I try to took the questions which are a little bit older too, like gate paper 2001, 2002, 2006, 7, different branches. Because see, for the specific, we are learning just on these topics, so finding the questions are a little bit difficult. I try to take the data, okay, and I went to the each and every branches, find if there is any question available or not. If there is a question, I solve, and then if there is any issue, you can ask me. Like I'm not able to understand, or it might be possible that there are some concepts that are not still we have learned, so we have to learn that part again. So if you confuse in that, please do let me know. And in our today's session, we are trying to solve at least 50 questions. So I will give you for the each questions, I will give you 2 minutes of your time. Okay, if you are able to solve, then I'll give you the hint and then I will solve. My main motive is to, I will deliver these 50 questions to you so that if you are, because see, first time I'm also expecting most of you cannot solve these questions, as these are the gate level questions, a little bit difficult, little bit more challenging. But if I'm giving you the hint, then it might be possible, then you can easily access this all. So let's start our session. Starting with the first thing that yesterday we have left that part. I believe that the absolute maxima, absolute minima, that was the point that you want to, relative extrema, that you need to discuss that point. Okay. I believe yesterday we have done a question and it was not fulfilled. It was not done because we have a less knowledge about this. So let me show you what is exactly. Now, see carefully. Absolute or relative extrema. So we know the value, we know the things about the absolute. The function fx has an absolute or global maximum when for the fa, when fa is greater than fx for all the value or the domain of f, right? We have learned that part. It means that over the all the domain, the absolute maxima, okay, or global maxima, it is possible where the point in the point once we are putting at that point, where the higher value will come, the absolute or global maximum will occur. And it's just opposite to that for the function absolute or global minima for the value of a, when this value is just inverse, okay? So fa less than or equal to fx for all the domain of f, okay? So the smallest function value over the domain is equal to f. Checking about the relative or local maxima, relative or local minima. So relative or local, I have mentioned that the local minima and local maxima is the edge point or the near point of the critical value. Okay. Same thing is about to happen over here. A function fx has a relative or local maxima. Okay. At fc, when fc is greater than fx for all x near to x is equal to c. That c is basically nothing but our critical point. And opposite to that, if x is equal to c is a critical point, then fc is less than fx for all the value of x. So this is called as a relative or local minimum, right? There are some points you need to understand. The maximum and minimum of f is called as the extreme value. I have already mentioned at the starting of the session yesterday. The maxima and minima of the function f is called as the extreme. Extreme value of the function, extreme value are the function value that are on the y value. X value give the location of the extrema where the extrema value occurs. And this one is a really important point. Relative extrema does not occur at the end point of the interval. Suppose if you have, suppose for this line, this is really important. Suppose the interval is given something like this, okay? And our graph, the extreme value is also occurring on this moment. -2 and 2, there is an extreme moment occur, right? So in that case, the relative extrema will not occur at the end point of the interval. So just remember this. This is the theory part, okay? But we will see some questions on the basis of that part. But understand one thing: relative extrema is not occur on the end point of the interval. This is really important concept. You just need to understand. Plus, see, relative extrema or relative maximum minima is basically the input point where you are getting the maximum. In the other language, we can also say at the input, at which input we are getting these points. In the other language, we have seen this point. Extreme value of the function, that is the y value. X value gives the location of the extrema, where the extrema value occur. So basically, it's the location, I can say, or the input point, we can say, where these values are occurring. This is called as a relative extreme. Yesterday, one people has asked about the relative extrema. Some more theories we have about this. Wait, see that theory part, and then we will jump to our question. Like, if you're looking at the another theory, this is the another approach, okay? So maximum and minimum of the point of the function, which give the maximum and minimum range. So this has question asked in the examination. So basically, what will give you the relative maximum and minima for the given point of a function? They have given, and this was the basically answer statement. It is nothing but the answer statement, 2001 question this one. So maximum and minimum range it's provided. The relative maxima and minima is computed with therefore the point of the neighborhood. Okay. It can be computed the same thing, the derivative test, the first derivative test, the second derivative test, and after that the method that we have used to find out the local maxima and minima value. The whole point will be same, but here first thing that it will give you the range, okay, the neighborhood data, and one more thing that is about to given by this thing, that is the input points. Like if I'm saying the relative maxima and minima, so these are basically input value for which the function value will give the maximum and minimum output value respectively. This is the really important point. It means that if we are putting something for x is equal to 0, if the minimum value is occurring, okay, so that is a local maximum, but this point will become as a relative minimum. So this is basically nothing but the input value at which the function gives the maximum and minimum output values. Okay. But remaining is the graph thing and the another point where we can find out. For example, there are some cases possible, like yesterday, we got a question about the y is equal to x square point. Okay. So y is equal to x square point, what will be the relative maximum minima, or if there is a point given. So we will see some questions. First of all, just let me know relative maxima and minima, you got it or not? Relative maxima and minima, you guys understood or not? Yes, no, anything in the chat box? Okay. Yes, take it. So let's see. Which questions देखते हैं. For example, see this one. If I'm looking for this diagram now, so can you see at this point we are getting the relative maxima, we are getting the minima. In general, I'm not using the relative maxima. In general, if I'm using, for that, there is a point where the maxima occur and there is a point where the minima occur, right? So for that maxima, this will be the input. And for that minima, this one will be the input. So this one can be called as a relative minima, sorry, the relative maxima. And this one will be called as a relative minima. Okay. So this is called as a relative maxima and relative minima concept. For the corresponding maximum and minima, what could be the input? This is called as our relative maxima and minima. We are talking about our input points. So relative maxima and local maxima. No, relative maxima and local maxima are not same, but the behavior, the nature, they are providing, they are almost same. We cannot say that, see, relative maxima and local maxima in the other language, we call that same. Okay. There is no big difference because both are calculated at the C. Both are, if this is the point, so both are calculated at this point. Okay. So this is the information. They are not same, but they provide the almost same information. That's why we mentioned that they are the local maxima or relative maxima, like this. But in the examination, if they are asking, they will precisely link, because see, to finding the both matter, like the relative maxima or local maxima, the finding is same. Okay. We will do the first derivative test. We will do the second derivative test. All the things are same. But in case they can ask one thing extra that can be extracted only with the help of a relative maxima. That is the concept of input. No one can give you other maxima or minima details or global or absolute or local. They will not give you the exact information about at which input this is finding at which input this is what is exactly the value of that. But in the relative maxima and minima only give you the information about the input point. That's why it's a bit different, not highly, but it's a bit different. Okay. Okay, one more thing, guys. I think for the today's and tomorrow's, yesterday and tomorrow, DPP has already uploaded on the website. So please check kar lena. Yesterday, what we have learned, and today, what we are learning, all the DPP are uploaded on the website. Okay, so please check. Remaining, one thing is still missing. That is the notes part. Okay, so including today's notes, all will be uploaded by tomorrow evening at any cost. Okay. So team are working on this. So this whole will be uploaded on that. So don't worry about that. If you are feeling anything else, if you have any other doubt, like I'm not able to get this access or I'm not able to get any kind of a help regarding on this matter, feel free to ask. Okay. Okay. Now we have some questions. Let's see that part. Yesterday we are doing this question. I hope you all remember. Identify the absolute extrema and relative extrema at the point for the following graph. Okay, so y is equal to x square. I am solving three questions. You just look at this. The question number 4 and question number 5 you solve, right? Just look at the question. They are talking about the absolute extrema and the relative extrema, right? For the following function. Just remember this point, guys. I have mentioned this now. Relative extrema, last point, the relative extrema do not occur at the end point of the interval. This is really important point. So please read this part again. Relative extrema do not occur at extreme or the end point of the interval. Now back to the question. We have this question as y is equal to x square as -1, 2. Okay. So y is equal to x square. We have done as a y is equal to x square at -1, 2, right? So in the -1, 2, we have this a closed interval. Looking at this point, okay, we have tried to draw the graph. By looking at this, we can see that once we are putting x is equal to 1, y value is equal to 1. Okay, this will be -1. When x is equal to 2, y is equal to 4. So when x is equal to -1, y value is equal to 1. Okay. And when x is equal to 2, y value is equal to 4. And this one is this point. So on the basis of that graph, can we say that there is the maximum point is occurring over here? This will be not our maximum point. And minimum point will be occurring over here, right? So things are clear while looking at the graph that the maxima and minimum, we can easily figure it out while looking the graph. At this point, the highest peak is coming. At this point is the lowest peak is coming. Now, the question they are saying that what exactly will be our relative or absolute they are talking, right? So now in this question, if you see that the thing is at x is equal to 0, the minimum point is occurring from the graph as you can see. Okay, the graph is something like this. Something like this it went. Okay, so this point is 0. At x is equal to 0, the absolute minimum is occurring. That is 100% sure. Okay, sorry, that absolute minimum is occurring. That is 100% sure. Is there any issue with the absolute minimum? Because this will be finding at x is equal to 0. Do you all agree with this? That x is equal to 0 is the point where absolute minima will occur? You all agree on this? Is there any issue in this statement? Okay, okay. Now, talking about the relative maxima, okay? We have the relative maxima. See, the relative maxima can be occur. We have this x is equal to, if you're looking at the graph, we have the relative maxima occurring. Okay. We have, if you're looking at the graph, we have this relative maxima that is at 2, at x is equal to 2, the maximum value is occurring at 4, right? At x is equal to 2, the maximum value is occurring at 4. At x is equal to -1, the value is coming as a 1. This is not an issue. But can you see the interval? The interval is -1, 2. And as per the statement, as per the law, we have learned this part, this thing, relative extrema do not occur at the end point of the interval. Relative extrema do not occur at the end point of the interval. This is the only thing, this is the small statement that you need to remember. That's it. Till now, okay, if I'm going to from 2009 to 2017, okay, I have taken the question from that year. There are 6 questions has asked just only on the base of this statement, right? So if there is an endpoint where the at the extreme endpoint, the relative extrema do not occur, it means that this is our extreme endpoint. -1, 2 is the extreme endpoint. That's why in that case, our relative maxima will not occur because the endpoint are -1, 2, and so this is not occurring. You guys understood this concept or not? Please just let me know in the chat section. You guys understood this section or not? Anyone who is not able to understand, please feel free to ask, like, I'm not able to understand. Anyone. Because this one is the first question. If anyone is not able to understand, please do let me know. I'm going to
Sir,
repeat that. Yeah, please.
I don't understand the difference between local maxima and the relative maxima.
Okay.
As x equals to 2, there is a local maxima, but there is not a relative maxima, right?
See, if I'm going to give you the first confusion, I'm going to resolve this. Absolute or local, okay, and relative. There are 3 points, right?
Yes, sir.
So absolute is the maximum, okay? That is the critical point. That is the most critical point, okay? So in
Yes,
that case, suppose if this case is happening, so this will be the graph, okay? So this is the our maximum point, right?
yes, sir.
Absolute value, right?
Yes, sir.
And below this one is the relative, sorry, local maximum,
Yes, sir.
okay? Now, at which point these maximas are occurring? For that, to reaching that point, there should be some input, no? This will be the
Yes, sir.
input, okay? So this input value information is considered as the relative maximum.
Oh, then that means that x-axis value is a relative maxima and the
Exactly,
y-axis value is a local and absolute maxima.
exactly. In the other language, we can say, I'm going to show you again that graph. You will have a better understanding for that too. See that part. Just hold a second. I have shown you this diagram. Okay. So I
Yes,
mentioned
sir.
this diagram now that C1 and C2 for the relative maxima, C1 will be there. For the relative minima, C2 is there. So the information that is provided by the C1 and C2 will give you the relative maxima and relative minima simultaneously,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So this information is the relative maxima and minima information. Basically, and we are doing nothing. See, for the specific question, the question has a many kind of a parameter. You all agree with this? Like any graph has a many parameter. The graph has an input, output, curve, then tangent, then normal. These are the multiple parameters with the graph associations, right? So in
Yes,
that case, we cannot use the same words. Okay, we are using a different word, but the meaning are same. For the corresponding relative maxima, we are getting the absolute thing. Then we have to just classify these terms, right? For just a classification, this is, yet there is no big differences. So in the examination, if they are asking, I'm going to repeat that part again. They are clearly mentioned this thing. I'm going to show you exam question basically. Can you see over here, absolute or global, absolute or global, relative or local, relative or local? They mention that part, okay? So that you will not get confused whether we are talking about the relative or local. You can carry on with any of that. They can easily return all the absolute, but they still mention the global maximum or global minimum, right? So
yes,
in
sir.
the examination, they will definitely mention that part. Don't just be confused. Now, you have one more question, I think.
No, sir, it was resolved.
Okay, it one done. Okay, is there anyone has any other doubt? Okay, आगे बढ़ते हैं, देखते हैं, ठीक है? Okay, we have one. Okay, great. So I believe this question is done. Okay. See, forwarding to the next question, right? Identify the absolute extrema and the relative extrema for the following function. Fx is equal to x square at minus 2 comma 2. This question we are about to discuss yesterday, that fx is equal to x square term, right? But I have given you the two conditions over here. The first, I'm going to bound the condition of y is equal to x square. And second, I'm not going to restrict the condition. And then we will see the both effect, that what will happen once we are bounding the boundary line and once we are opening the boundary line. So the question is saying that y is equal to x square at minus 2 comma 2, right? So I hope that you all agree this y is equal to x square, y is equal to x square at minus 2 comma 2. In that case, the graph function will be, can you see this point? 1 point, 2 point, and this is the 3 point. So we can close our eyes and still we can see that the minimum point we can see that that is equal to x is equal to 0. So there is no issue with that. But can you see this point? The extreme point is occurring at the boundary line. Okay, at the boundary point minus 2. The extreme point is extreme point is 4, but it is occurring on 2 and minus 2. So in that case, that statement that we are learning, will that come in the action or not? Okay, again that will come in the action, and that will, according to that statement, the relative extrema is not possible at the boundary line. Okay, or the limit has decided, where the limit has existed. Okay, or the points are mentioned. So these all words we can be used. In that case, again the same format will come in the picture where that statement is going to be useful. The relative minima, okay, sorry, the absolute minima is the thing where x is equal to 0. Okay, so relative and absolute minima, there is no issue with that. But once we are talking about our absolute maximum, that is 4. Okay, absolute maximum is coming at 4, but at what value? At x is equal to minus 2 and x is equal to plus 2, right? But these are also our boundary lines. So in that case, our relative maxima will not. Is there any issue in this question? These are the questions that has asked in 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, continuous 4 year. Okay, you can check. These are not computer science question. These are not IT and EC question. Mostly question I have taken from the electrical, mechanical, civil, chemical, aerospace, this engineering. So if you want to cross verify these questions, go and check on the website. It's absolutely available, all the data on the GATE website. You can also go and check this data. Is there any doubt in this question, guys?
No, sir.
So next 3 questions, can you do this? Shall I give it to you? For the maximum slope, for maxima, the slope should be 0. For maximum value, exactly over there, the critical point basically we know. Okay. Okay. The Suraj is asking something. Can anyone solve this part? For maxima, the slope should be 0. आप लोग बताओ. Anyone?
Yes, sir. For
Okay. Other people, I'm just asking your vote. Okay. Yes. Because if someone is asking any question, it's a good question. But still, we want to know that how many of you are able to understand this. Other people. So Rasbir, for relative maxima, yes. Other people. Uh, you guys are added on the WhatsApp group or not? Like, why I want you guys to be active on the WhatsApp group, or like, suppose if the Surajveer has asked some questions, the other people are also can solve the question, or they can solve the part. Because see, last year, once we are in the session and once we form the group, there are approximately 100 students questions are over there. Okay, 100 people are there where they ask the question. So generally, I put a daily question over there. Okay, instead of a DBP, I prefer to send one questions daily on that group. Most of the question are solved by most of the people, but some are not able to solve. So what they do, they help to each other. I want you guys to also engage, because through this, if some guy has one question, if that group has 100 people, so it means 100 questions they are practicing daily. Okay, so be active on this too. Now, so for making this, so maximum the slope should be 0. So Rajveer, yes, uh, if you are looking at this, okay, if you are looking at this, once we are reaching at the maximum value, it means that if there is two maximum, okay, one is the global, the one is the local, okay. So once we are global value, okay, or the maximum absolute value, over there, we have reached to the critical point. At the critical point, the slope of the value will be equal to 0. Okay, but if you're talking about the local value, this will be a little bit less than this. Okay, so for the local maxima, it is not, but for the global or absolute maxima, yes. Okay, the slope will be 0. The differentiation will be equal to 0. Is it fine? Is it done? Great. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. Solve this question, guys. Yesterday we have this question. Boundary line condition I have solved. Now you solve this question. You have 2 minutes to solve. Okay. Absolute and local minima at x is equal to 0. This is completely great. Okay. Because at x is equal to 0, if you are making the graph, that will happen. Kartikeya, that is fine. Maxima will be at the infinity. Okay. Let's check. Okay. Let's check this answer for that. Okay. So as you can see, this will be the graph of ours, right? This graph is y is equal to x squared. Now, can you tell me this graph is something like increasing like this, right? I hope that you all are imagining this graph. So there is a no boundary line for that. This graph will be go up to infinity, something like this, and will go the infinity, something like this, right? So one point we have discovered, the one point we have got, that there is a domain point is will we go from the minus infinity to plus infinity, but there is no restrictions, right? So for that function, the domain is basically our real numbers, it means formatted. The one point that is the minimum value we have understood. For the maximum value, it's a completely real numbers. So in that case, the graph, if you're looking at the graph, absolute minima is possible, right? Absolute minima we are getting at the x is equal to 0, right? But in that case, what will happen if there is a no boundary line? Once the boundary line is not available, we cannot say at what maximum height it will go because it's tending to the infinite. So in the option, if it is written as infinite, then it's fine. Otherwise, there is one more option. It is coming as a C and D, cannot determine. Okay. Or it is one more thing that they can ask. Okay. There is one more option they can ask. How it can be restricted. Okay. क्वेश्चन ये देके दे पूछेंगे हाउ दे कैन रिस्ट्रिक्टेड सो रिस्ट्रिक्शंस कैसे कर सकते हैं इस चीज को बाय पुटिंग द बाउंड्री लाइन कंडीशन बाय पुटिंग द बाउंड्री लाइन कंडीशन और anything, okay, any limit you can apply. Once you're applying the boundary line condition, then we can restrict the data, but for that case this will go till infinity. In that case the maximum is till the infinity. No maxima or minima we can conclude, but the no maxima absolute maxima can conclude, but the minima we can find at x is equal to 0. Those people who have got the answer, please just let me know in the chat section. Same, that's it. Okay. कितने लोग का same answer है? Okay. Is CNT or infinity is same for the both given option? See, if the CND is given as, it means that suppose if you have the options given, okay, CND is the different meaning of infinity, cannot determine, or infinity, it means that we cannot find out the value. Infinite is also not determined value, right? So if the CND is given, okay, then and infinity is given, okay, that simultaneously they cannot ask this thing, okay. It could be possible in the option they can give you the CNG or they can give you the infinity. That's why I mentioned that they can give you the CNG as well as the infinity like this. Okay. जो option सही लगे आप लोग. Next, see this question. Just look at this question, okay? Find the absolute extrema and relative extrema for the following function. Check this one. Okay. So while looking at the graph, this is the graph of a this is the graph of the x cube. Okay. If you remember this graph is really important because I think the basic graph is like x cube, x square, 1 upon x cube, that the hyperbola function, parabola function, ellipse function. You need to remember these graphs at least. Now, as you can see, this point, so the first point is this that you need to understand. That is x is equal to 0. The next point at 2, we are getting 8. At -2, we are getting -8. Okay. So see, this point is the one thing, but this is below than 0. So we will consider that point for the minima and that part for the maximum. This is 100% sure. So in that case, what we will do, we'll check our boundary line condition. The function has the absolute maximum at x is equal to 2. This is 100% sure that the absolute maxima is coming at x is equal to 2 and absolute minima is coming at x is equal to -2. And this function has no extreme relative extrema because 2 and -2 are the condition that they are given in the boundary line condition. They
Sir,
have given as
but you have told that for absolute maxima the slope should be the zero, but at x is equal to 2, slope is not equal to 0.
again tell me.
Sir, for you have told that for absolute maxima slope should be the 0, but at
Okay.
x is equal to 2, x equals to 2, the slope is not 0.
While looking the graph, आपको क्या लग रहा है? Is there a slope is 0 case or not 0 case?
Not 0 question.
Not 0 case. In that case, once you are making any graph, okay, all graph are not same. For the specific graph that we are making, on that graph, what were exactly happening? The graph was increasing and then decreasing case. The graph was increasing and then decreasing case. So this graph can be concluded on the basis of that. Suppose the graph is something like this. How we can say that here there is a point where or the graph would be something like this, or the graph should be something like this and this. In that case, what is the point where you check the extrema or the global maxima and minimum while looking the points only? So
There
we
is
cannot. Yeah, please tell me.
there is no absolute no global maxima and minimum for that graph.
Actually, see, for the specific graph, we have mostly conversate only about this graph, where there is this point where the slope is about to getting 0 and then slope increasing. So this graph we have discussed. Okay. So we have a discussion regarding that. But for that graph, there is no specific thing where the graph has a 0.0 case occurring. There is no point here where the graph is 0.0 case. In that case, we will check whether the points are where the points are extracting the values. If this point is not mentioned, suppose this graph is surrounded by here only. So this will be our minimum point and this will be the maximum point. In this case, this will be our minimum point and that will be the maximum point. Here, the critical value is not we are making at is equal to 0. I have mentioned yesterday this point also that making the critical value is equal to 0 is only possible once we are, suppose if you apply the first derivative test and making equal to 0, okay, the function is x cube, the value will be 3x square, and once we are making it equal to 0, the value will be equal to 0. So in that case, you will not able to apply the same thing that you have applied for the previous one. We have the graph mentioned, so we have to look at the graph. In that case, the differentiation of that function will not be equal to 0. Are you getting this point or not?
No, sir.
No.
Yes, no, sir.
What exactly you are confusing at?
Sir, there can only be one global maxima or one global minima. Then and it is not compulsory that the global maxima or global minima occur. Right, sir?
For the specific graph, for if you're drawing any graph, okay, in that case, the global maximum and global minima will be unique for the specific boundary line. Do you agree with this or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, the graph as well as the function as well as their corresponding expressions, they can be changed for each and every moment. Like if I'm going to say real numbers are there, then integers are also there, then whole numbers are also there. They are the family, but they are all little bit different than, but they have some similarities too. Finding the something that is y is equal to x square graph, we are finding that y is equal to x square. That has a different point. But once we are solving that graph, y is equal to x square, method to find is one, the graphically, okay, and the second one is our the derivative test, okay. But this will be only apply once we are saying that to find the derivative test or use the derivative test to find out. If we have this graph given, while looking at the graph, absolute maxima and absolute minima, it's nothing but the function is reaching at the maximum point, the function after which the function nature is about to change. The function nature will about to change or function nature is about to change. After that, it is not possible. This is our the main thing. Here, once you're looking at this point, this is the absolute, okay? This one is the extreme point. After that, for the boundary specific boundary line condition, there will be no maximum value and there will be no minimum value will be possible. So in this case, this will be the unique maximum and minimum, right? Are you agree on this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if the graph is given and if you want to conclude the data, now for the same question, okay, for the same thing, if we want to use the derivative test, then it will not give you the more data, because once you're derivating, once you derive, in that case, what will happen that the whole value, the whole function will be equal to 3x square, putting x is equal to 0, that will give you the 0. But the graph has mentioned, the points are mentioned, or on the basis of that, we can extract. So everywhere, we cannot apply the same method or same thing what we have learned in the previously. If that algebraic expressions are given, we can apply the derivative test. If that graphical expressions are given, by looking at the graphical expression, we can easily find out which one is the maximum or minimum. Is it resolved or still you are stuck?
Yes, sir.
नहीं जबरदस्ती नहीं बोलना है. If you are still got
नहीं,
confused, nothing to worry about. See, uh, don't worry. Like if it is clear, that's great, that's fine. But the thing is, you need to keep thing one thing in your mind, right? Like sometimes I make a lot of a statement, but it's not written on the on the board. Okay, I'm not writing that part, but most of the statement I just say because it's an easy way to convey. So you can do one thing. Once you are finding this thing, once you're solving that part, try to learn theory, okay? And that theory is also available on your portal as a notes part. So there is a theories available, or if you are not able to find notes, then just write it, that maxima and minima. Just write maxima and minima. I'm saying that, I'm not just saying that because you will find only this website. So on the Geeks for Geeks website, okay, you will find a long article for that. So you can also learn and understand what exactly they are asking, or they exactly they are saying. I'm not saying that only GFG article you read. If any other article is also available, you can read, or any book you can follow, you can also follow. But if still confused the bit things, then that will help you. Okay, that will help a lot once you're learning the article or theory.
yes, sir.
Okay, let's see one more question on the basis of that. For that, see the same question, but I have really removed the boundary lines. So as we can see, the graph we are not restricting, it will go from minus infinity to plus infinity. In that case, what will happen? The relative extrema is not going to possible, okay? The absolute extrema is not going to possible for the specific domain, right? This is the answer for this question. I believe this question is almost same that we have done for the question of a y is equal to x square concept. Okay. So, I think most of you have solved that part. Okay. Just why you just don't solve this question. While looking at this question, can you please tell me, I have mentioned this question, what will happen if you have the absolute extrema, relative extrema for the following function? Y is equal to cos x. The graph, I believe you all know for the cos x. If you know, don't know, then try to remember this graph. This is 0, okay? So the graph is something like this. Okay. Right? So this is the maximum point. So there will be the minimum point and there will be the maximum point. Okay. The minimum point for that function is coming as absolute maxima. Exactly. It's, this value is equal to -1. This value is equal to 1. Now, some people will solve this question with the help of the graph. I'm not the person who will solve this question with the help of a graph. What I will do is I will try to find out cos 0 degree is equal to what? 1. Cos pi by 2 is equal to 0. Cos pi is equal to -1. The cos function will not exceed after than this, right? The cos function will not going to exceed after than this. So 0 degree pi by 2 and pi. This is the function that we will see 1, 0, -1. It means that the maxima for this function, okay, absolute maxima will be 1, okay, and the minima for that function is equal to -1. And for the relative extrema and relative this, okay, we need the input. At which input? So this input that I have shown over here, that x is equal to pi by 2, pi or minus pi or 0 degree. So this value will be our relative extrema points, where the points with the x-axis point. See this thing. This is the points of the domain of that function. -3 to 3 pi I have drawn. Okay. -1 to 1 is a y-axis coordinate. -3 pi to +3 pi is the x-axis coordinate. So via, if you're looking at this graph, the extreme, okay, the extrema, that is the relative or absolute, has a many points. Okay. These are the points where -4 pi, -2 pi, 0, 2 pi, 4 pi, they all have the value that is equal to 1. And that the relative or absolute minima will be -3 pi, minus pi, pi, 3 pi. That will also go from -infinity to +infinity. So it has a multiple points, right? In that case, I have solved for the multiple points, but in some time, they will also give you the boundary line. The boundary line is -pi to 4 pi. The question has asked -pi to 4 pi. Okay. In that case, that -pi to 4 pi. In that case, if you're looking at this, so 1, 2, 3, this will occur, and here 1, 2, 3 occur. So 3 point here and 3 point here. This has asked in the examinations too. Also, they have also asked for the sine functions. So remember these points, okay? That's why in the day 1, I have given you the instruction about trigonometry part. Trigonometry is the baseline for the calculus. If you remember the trigonometry part, then you can easily solve all these questions. Guys, if you have any doubt in this question, please ask. I believe most of you have got the correct answer for this. If you have any doubt, please ask. Well, the graph is given in the question. Surajveer, sometime the graph is given, okay? But the easy graph, they never given. So if you are expecting the graph of a cos function, sine function, tan, cos, sec, cotec, or cos x square, x cube, polynomial functions for that quadratic function, cubic function, they will never give you the graph. They want you to remember the graph, and they will ask you to solve the question directly. Okay. If I'm saying so, like in these questions, see, these every questions that I have shown you now, there is no graph given. See this question number 2, question number 3, there was no graph given. The graph I have drawn manually. Question number 4, no graph given. Question number 5, no graph given. Even sometimes they give you the graph of a logarithmic function, exponential function. So you need to remember these graphs. Okay. Now, is this pointer clear, guys? Okay. Now, thoda sa, see, we have learned that one first hour is done. थोड़ा सा ना इन अपकमिंग द नेक्स्ट आवर में, मतलब कि जो अभी 1 आवर कंप्लीट होगा उस वाले में हम लोग ट्राई करेंगे एटलीस्ट जो है 18 to 16 क्वेश्चंस कंप्लीट किया जाए, ठीक है। थोड़ा सा ना फास्ट करने की कोशिश करना, थोड़ा स्पीड अप होके करना कोशिश, ठीक है। सी दिस क्वेश्चन। आप लोग आंसर मैच करिएगा प्लीज, ठीक है। So the function is given as fx is equal to 3x4 plus 4x cube minus 12x square plus 12 using the first derivative test. First function is equal to what? We have to make the differentiation is equal to and make it equal to 0. So that will be our f dash x is equal to, that will be equal to 12x cube plus 12x square minus, right? And that is equal to 0. So that will be equal to x cube plus x square minus x. अब ये now this can be easily solved, okay? अब ये यहाँ तक तो था हमारा mean, so we have done one part. So if we are looking at this, so through this part we have done. So in that case, after doing that thing, that is coming as 12x, x plus 1, sorry, x minus 1, x plus 2. Okay. So this value is something. And now we are making the same pattern, that is making the critical point. So if you are finding the critical point, for that the critical point is coming at x is equal to 1 and x is equal to minus 2, right? So we have 3 points will come. How these 3 points are coming? Because if you are looking at the graph carefully, x is equal to this value. If you are making this point is equal to 0, it's equal to 0. So here either x is equal to 0, x minus 1 is equal to 0, x plus 2 is equal to 0. So here x is equal to 0, x is equal to 1, x is equal to minus 2. So the total number of a point will come 3. That has I have written over there. So it means that there are 3 critical points, okay? And that critical points, we have to find out at which critical point the function is increasing and decreasing, right? So everyone, okay, minus 2, 0, 2. Just look at the graph carefully. Like in that case, if you want to understand that these are the actually a written question, okay? That's why I have write all the data that has asked as a format of a fully written question. So while looking at this, you can see once I am doing the minus infinity to 2, put the value, okay? Any things you are putting behind that. Minus infinity to the function is decreasing at x is equal to 2, 0, okay? Minus 2 to 0, then x is equal to 0, 0 to 1, x is equal to 1, 1 to infinity. There are total 7 intervals that will format it, right? So minus 1, 0, 2, that is a 7 intervals total. That has a decreasing, minimum, decreasing, decreasing. The whole functions are coming. The graph will be something like this. You don't have to worry about the graph. I have just mentioned because this was the part of the question. Accordingly, the graph has mentioned. Okay. Now, if the graph has mentioned, then the extreme point, that is the local maxima and minima, we can also find out via putting, just put the value. Okay. Now, this is the, now from here only, this is the point that we are discussing. That is the point where we are more interested. The previous slide where the graph has mentioned, you don't have to worry about, and the chart that I have mentioned, it was the part of the question that I have written. Otherwise, if you don't want to go like this, it's not a big issue. You can directly start with the substituting the value at x is equal to minus 2 value, at x is equal to 0, and x is equal to 1. The value you put, at which point you are getting the function's derivation, that is the function when f dash is greater than 0 or f dash is less than 0. In that case, you can easily figure it out. What is the value of a maxima and minima for that case? Okay. So in that case, the minimum point is at 1 is 7. Okay. And extreme point, the local maxima is coming at 0, 0, 12. Local minima is coming at 1, 7 and minus 2, comma, minus 20. How many of you got you the correct answer for this question? कितने लोग का सही आंसर आया था ये वाला? अगर नहीं आया तो कहाँ गलती हो रही है? आप मुझसे डिस्कस करो अभी इस क्वेश्चन। How many of you got the answer? If it is not able to find out, तो आप मुझे बता दो, या फिर अगर ये क्वेश्चन समझ में आ गया तो भी आप बता दो, नहीं भी आ रहा तो भी बता दो। सेम सेम, ठीक है। अच्छा गाइस, ये बताइए टाइम कहाँ लग रहा है आप लोग को इस वाले में? इतना टाइम लगा इस क्वेश्चन के लिए, ऑलमोस्ट 6 मिनट्स लग गए। टाइम कहाँ लगा? कैलकुलेशन ज्यादा फास्ट, ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट हो रहा था, या फिर लेंदी हो रखा था कैलकुलेशन? आई थिंक कैलकुलेशन डिफिकल्ट तो नहीं था, बिकॉज द क्वेश्चंस आर नॉट डिफिकल्ट। द solving of that to solving the quadratic equation, finding the roots, putting effect on differentiation of the function is equal to 0, these are not a difficult point. Okay, then putting the value and finding the roots, that are also not equal to different, but little bit lengthy questions, so it's took your time. Now average, you took 5 minutes to solve the question, 5 to 6 minutes to understand, analyze and solve the question. In the examination you will get only 3 minutes, right? So just prepare for yourself for reducing the 2 minutes of yours that you are taking extra on this question. You took 5 to 6 minutes to solve the question, but in an examination you will get only 3 minutes. So आप उसके अकॉर्डिंग थोड़ा सा प्रिपेयर हो। ओके, मूविंग टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन गाइस। Okay, in what is the interval over the function fx is equal to 6x minus x square when x greater than 0 is increasing? See this question, थोड़ा सा जल्दी करने की कोशिश करो। Okay, so the function is interval at x is equal to 0. Once we are putting the value of x, acha, just check it manually. Okay, what is the interval over which the function at this point? So 0 to 3. Okay, the function is given as 6x minus x squared. Okay, just check the manually. If I'm putting 1 over there, so 6 into 1 minus 1 square, that is the greater than function. 3 to 6, I'm putting 5 over there. So 6 into 5 minus 25. That is also can be option. This is also can be option. 6 to 9, if I'm putting 8 over there, so 64. That is going to be, this is positive coming, that is positive coming, that is negative coming, more than one answer and none of the above, right? So the first method is simply that, like we can also try like this. Otherwise, for the increasing function, there is one thing that we know, that the differentiation of that function should be greater than 0. Because we are talking about the strictly increasing function, simply we have to make our function that is greater than 0, right? So in that kind of function, the function is given as 6x minus x squared. 6x, okay? So the function of derivative will be equal to 6 minus 2x, and that should be equal to 0. Achha, how many of you can just tell me, like 6 minus 2x greater than 0? So we cannot directly put that part over here, okay? Because still we don't know the value of x. So how we can solve? We are going to add 2x both sides. Okay, so this to this cancel, 6 greater than 2x. Now dividing both sides by 2. Okay, So this will be 3 and this will be 1. Okay. So in that case, what will happen? X is less than 3. Okay. So the first thing that is clear as fx in that case, the x is less than 3. So x value should be less than 3. It's the function value finally that we are appearing once the function is increasing. Just be remember the function is increasing. We are talking about the strictly increasing function. Okay. So since the function is increasing in this interval, on that basis, our x is greater than 0. In that case, the value of the option number 1 will be the correct option. I believe most of you has got the answer. ठीक है. Next question थोड़ा जल्दी करने का कोशिश करना. See this one. Answer 1. 1. Most of you are getting that same answer. Again, fx is equal to sin x minus x by 2. If we are going to check this part, simply differentiation that thing because the function is increasing. So f dash x is greater than 0. Fx is sin x, the differentiation of sin x will be cos x and the x by 2 will be 1 by 2. That is equal to is greater than. Okay. So cos x is greater than 1 by 2. Okay. In that case, the what could be the value of x? So x value would be cos sine 30 cos 60. Okay. Pi by 3. And we also know cos minus theta is still cos theta. That's why x is equal to minus pi by 3. Because cos pi by 3 is equal to 1 by 2. Cos minus pi by 3 is still 1 by 2. So the fx is increasing between the function of a minus pi by 3 to pi by 3. Yes, okay. So this one is the option for you guys. You guys are saying 1. Most of you has mentioned 1, option number 1. For this question, option number 1 you have guys mentioned. Actually, option number 1 is not. Option number 3 is the correct answer. एक बार recheck कर लेना. If you are not able to get this one, I will make you understand again. Okay. अगर समझ में आ गया तो please बता दो. Otherwise, we can repeat this question again. Yeah? या फिर से बताओ. You want me to go again? Okay. अगर किसी को चाहिए तो प्लीज बता देना. ठीक है. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखते हैं. हाँ प्लीज कोई कुछ कह रहा है.
Excuse me, sir.
हाँ
Sir, in the
ओके.
last question, uh, इसमें सर दो ऑप्शन भी तो हो सकते हैं मोर देन वन क्योंकि 0 से पाई बाय 3 भी तो इंक्रीजिंग है फंक्शन.
0 to pi by 3 इंक्रीजिंग फंक्शन है. ठीक है. लेकिन फंक्शन का लिमिट किधर आ रहा है? आप एक बार जरा ध्यान से देखो. that function is limiting for the value of a pi 1/2 no cos function. आप उस फंक्शन को मत देखो, आप इस फंक्शन को नोटिस करो, आपका जो कंडीशन है ना जो ये सेटिस्फाई करेगा, अब आप उसके लिए फोकस करोगे, because the for any function given, any function is given, if the value is increasing, it means that the derivative of the function greater than 0. Now the derivative of the function which are greater than 0, we need to evaluate that part. Evaluation of that part only give you the final answer. जो आप
राइट
ऑप्शन
सर,
नंबर
दैट
1
सर दैट आई अंडरस्टूड। मतलब ये तो सही है थर्ड ऑप्शन तो, बट फर्स्ट में भी इंक्रीजिंग है तो हम मोर देन वन नहीं करेंगे या सिर्फ थर्ड ही सेलेक्ट करेंगे?
नहीं, because the first option that you are given, okay, that is the half answer. That is correct, but that's not a complete answer.
ऑल
Okay.
राइट।
So in that case, we will not consider more than one option. We will always consider the option number 1. Oh, sorry, option number 3 in that case. Okay. Next part, next part. See this one. Guys, I'm solving. You please match the answer. Okay. For which interval the given function minus 2x cube, simply differentiate. If I'm going to differentiate that part, that will be equal to minus 6x squared minus 18x minus 12. Okay, so in that case, if I'm putting 6 common, so minus 6 I'm taking common, that will be x squared minus plus 2x and then plus 2. Okay, and that will be 3. Okay, so 6, 3 and 2, 10. Okay. So that will be 2x and x, that will be configured as a 3x. So now these things are clear. अब मैं आपको सीधे solution की तरफ ले चलता हूँ. So this part is our this. Okay, now x plus 1, x plus 2. Okay, in that case the value should be less than 0. Okay, less than 0, and here it's a minus 6. So if I'm removing minus from here only, okay, so this will be equal to 6 x plus 1 x plus 2 greater than 0, because the minus had once we are multiplying both sides by minus, then the inequality sign will change. Since this is not equal to this is the already greater than or equal to greater than 0, so x plus 1 greater than 0 and x plus 2 that is greater than 0. So for that, the value will be x plus 1, that is the x greater than minus 1. So x greater than minus 1, minus 1 to infinity, and x plus 2, x greater than minus 2. So minus infinity to make the union for that, and the function will be decreasing at the center. Anyone
Sir,
has any doubt? हाँ, बताइए.
sir, x greater than -2 will be the -2 to infinity, no? Because it
X
is x
greater than,
greater than -2.
so this one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. अरे हाँ, sorry यार, sorry. सही बोल. Wait, मैं फिर से इसको रेक्टिफाई कर देता हूँ. X plus 1 greater than 0, it means that x greater than -1. Okay. So minus 1 is greater than -1 to infinite. Okay. And then the second function is, just hold a second. The options has not multiple option. No, option has not multiple option. Okay. So in that case, one part I actually there is a that actually this is a two question format. एक part directly लिख दिया है यहाँ पे मैंने. इसका आंसर थोड़ा सा वो रहेगा. ठीक है. This answer, the previous answer, just don't follow. Actually, this is a two paper combination question. Answer गलत आ गया इसमें, so आप उसको मत follow करना. So x plus 1 is greater than 0 or x plus 2 is greater than 0. In that case, that will be equal to x greater than -1, x greater than -2. और फिर आपका जो ऑप्शन आ रहा है इसमें सीधे सीधे ऑप्शन हो जाएगा. यहाँ पर हो जाएगा x greater than -1, so -1 to infinity हो जाएगा, and x greater than -2, so -2 to infinity हो जाएगा. ठीक है. So -1 to infinity वाला कॉन्सेप्ट यहाँ पर यूनियन में आके हो जाएगा. आप इस वाले कॉन्सेप्ट को मत यूज करना, सॉरी ये वाला
सर,
ऑप्शन मत यूज करना.
सर, हेलो
बताइए.
सर, ये -2 से इंफिनिटी अगर है तो फिर सर -1 से इंफिनिटी लिखने की क्या जरूरत है?
नहीं नहीं, मैंने बोला तो वो चीज कि आप जब यूनियन कर दिए तो फिर उसमें से किसी एक को ही लिखोगे ना, लेकिन वो
यस
ऑप्शन
सर.
मैंने यहाँ पर दिया नहीं है. सो वो -1 -2 टू इन्फिनिटी ऑप्शन नंबर 1 जो आ रहा है ना आपका, ये जो आपके सामने दिख रहा है, ये
यस सर.
एक्चुअली टू पेपर कॉम्बिनेशन का क्वेश्चन था. यहाँ पर मैंने ये गलत ऑप्शन लिख दिया, ऑप्शन 4. ये मत यूज करिएगा, ये दूसरा ऑप्शन सही होगा. ठीक
ओके.
है. ये एग्जाम में ना बेसिकली क्या होता है, क्योंकि मैं स्पेसिफिकली सर्च करता हूँ कि क्वेश्चंस मुझे इसी पैटर्न पे मिले. But GATE never asks a single oriented question. Like if I am going for searching the question which are based on the increasing or decreasing function, so I hardly get the question which are specifically based on this concept. But Indian Engineering Services asks this question on the basis of a specific concept. So basically, I picked some questions also from the engineering services. But in the engineering services, the question are asked in the levels like level 1, 2, 3, 4. And the written interview, in the written examination, they ask. So, उसमें से मैंने क्वेश्चन अलग उठा लिया, आंसर किसी और को उठा लिया. Is it clear now?
सर इसमें
यस सर.
-3 डालेंगे तो भी ये हमारा जो इक्वेशन है ग्रेटर देन 0 रहेगा. तो आई
इसमें
थिंक ये जो लास्ट में आपका आंसर आया तो
ये
इसमें,
वाला.
हाँ, इसमें x+1 और x+2 दोनों मल्टीप्लाई हो रहे हैं. तो अगर हम -3 डालते हैं जो कि -2 से माइनस इंफिनिटी के रेंज में आता है, तब भी वो हमारा इक्वेशन पॉजिटिव रहेगा. तो एक्चुअली वो ग्रेटर देन 0 ही रह रहा है.
ओके, आप इस वाले में डाल के चेक किया आपने, इस वाले फंक्शन में?
नहीं.
एक बार इसमें डाल के चेक करिए. -3 डाल रहे हैं ना आप? एक बार इस वाले इंटरवल में डाल के चेक करिए. आप एक बार इसको देखिएगा, -3 इसमें भी डाल के देखिए, फिर आप मुझे बताइएगा कि क्या ऑप्शन है.
ओके.
इस क्वेश्चन को देखिए. y इज इक्वल टू 1/1 प्लस एक्स स्क्वायर इज अ डिक्रीजिंग इंटरवल. अच्छा, जस्ट इसमें आप बता दो, अगर जैसे ये क्वेश्चन है तो इसमें कुछ इतना बता दो. डिक्रीजिंग इंटरवल होने के लिए whatever the whatever the inequality will work, it will work only in the denominator, right? Because the numerator part is fixed, the denominator part is not fixed, and 1 plus x square with this the whole part will be coming to the less than equal to 0. यहाँ इनइक्वलिटी वाला पार्ट थोड़ा अच्छे से सॉल्व करिएगा, डायरेक्टली क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई मत करिएगा, ठीक है। दिस इज द एक ही हिंट था, अब आप ट्राई करें। Okay, so we got the answer for that. Y is equal to 1 plus 1 upon 1 plus x square. थोड़ा सा जल्दी से देख लेते हैं इसको। Let's differentiate this equation 1 upon 1 plus x square. आप लोग आंसर मैच करिए। So 1 plus x square whole square 1 plus x square d upon dx 1 minus 1 d upon dx 1 plus x square. ठीक है, so that part will be equal to 0 and that will be equal to minus 2x 1 plus x square whole square. Okay, and the whole part should be less than 0. But as we can see, the denominator is 1 upon 1 plus x square whole square. Okay, whatever the data we are putting in the denominator, that is 1 plus x square to the power whole square. You put any data, x is equal to minus infinity to 0 to plus infinity, any data from that range, the value cannot be negative. That will be always positive. Okay, always greater than 0. But the entire section is coming as a negative. It means that only this section will be less than equal to 0. It means that minus 2x less than 0. Then in that case, x is greater than 0. So this will be like this. I have already mentioned to be particularly see that part, that is the denominator part. अब आप देखना, अब इस क्वेश्चन को देखना. So in that case, only minus 2x will be less than 0. In that case, x is greater than 0. Sir, match हुआ किसी का? Anyone has got the correct answer for that? Answer match हुआ किसी का? Anyone got the answer for that? Abhishek got the answer. Otherwise, other people. Answer match हो तो please write कर दो आप chat section में.
Sir, can you please repeat last part?
ठीक है, देखो यहाँ तक तो क्लियर हुआ ना? जो डिफरेंशिएशन वाला पार्ट क्लियर हो गया आपका?
Yes, sir.
Minus 2x upon 1 plus x square whole square, that is less than 0. ठीक है. Now, if the any combination, that is the combination of a numerator and denominator, we are closely looking the denominator value. Okay. But once we are looking at the denominator, you put any data, x is equal to 1, 2, 3, that will give you greater than 0. X is equal to 0, 0.1, 0.2, still it will give you greater than 0. X is equal to minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 100.
Okay, sir. Understood, sir.
So that will be greater than 0. But the overall expression is less than 0. It means the numerator is only the only person, okay, the only thing which is making less than 0. So minus 2x less than 0, multiplying minus 2 both sides, sorry, dividing minus 2 both sides, x greater than 0. So the answer for this question will be x greater than 0. ठीक है, ऑप्शन 4 ठीक है. चलो अब जरा ये वाला क्वेश्चन देखो. स्ट्रिक्टली इंक्रीजिंग का केस है, फटाफट ज्यादा टाइम मत लगाना, आप ऐसे देख के भी बता सकते हो आप. तो ये तो fx है, ठीक है, स्क्वायर करेंगे सो 2x minus 1 होगा. जी आप देख के भी बता सकते हो, वैसे ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लगेगा इस क्वेश्चन. ऑप्शन नंबर 2, ओके 2 ठीक है. ज्यादा करना ही नहीं था, डिफरेंशिएट करो. हाँ बताइए.
It
कह
will
रहे
be
क्या?
option number 1 maybe.
1, 2 स्ट्रिक्टली इंक्रीजिंग है ना. सो स्ट्रिक्टली इंक्रीजिंग में आपको बताया था मैंने ना कि सिर्फ ग्रेटर देन होगा, ग्रेटर देन और इक्वल टू नहीं होगा. Strictly increasing case, once as per the definition part, once we are talking about the strictly increasing, ठीक है, So if 2 is strictly increasing, so that will be x greater than 2. That is the strictly increasing case. So that will be 2 to infinite, okay? And both
Okay.
has the open interval because we are not including. Once it's written equal to, then we will go for the like this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here 2x minus 1, once we are differentiate that equation, that is greater than 0, right? So 2x minus 2, that is greater than 0. So 2x greater than 2, x greater than 1. So the value will be 1 to infinite. Both has an open interval. Simple. Okay. Next. ज़्यादा फास्ट हो रहा होगा ना तो प्लीज बता देना. See this one. If the function fx is equal to x4 minus 62 x square plus ax plus 9 is maximum at x is equal to 1, then find the value of it. ये गेट का क्वेश्चन है. Okay. फटाफट देखते हैं इसको भी. डिफरेंशिएट करते हैं एंड maximum value. Okay. So if you're differentiating, so that will be equal to 4x cube minus 62 into 2. That will be equal to 124 x plus a. Okay. So that is equal to, and they are saying that the value is maximum. Okay. The value is maximum at x is equal to a. It means that the derivative of that function that is equal to maximum at x is equal to 1. So whatever the value, if I'm putting over here, put that equal to 0, equal to 0. But we are getting the maximum value 1x is equal to 1. So we are putting 4 into 1 cube minus 124 into 1 plus a is equal to 0. So that will be 120. A is equal to 120 will be the answer. गेट का क्वेश्चन था, गेट कंप्यूटर साइंस का क्वेश्चन था ये. आप देख सकते हो क्या आपको गेट कंप्यूटर साइंस 2012 है. And a similar question has asked in the examination in the chemical branch, but the expression was a little bit different than this, and that has asked in 2016 too. So ये दोनों ईयर में आया हुआ था. 2012 कंप्यूटर साइंस, 2016 our chemical engineering. इस टाइप का क्वेश्चन आ चुके हैं. ठीक है, तो ये वाला क्वेश्चन. एनीवन हैज एनी डाउट इन दिस क्वेश्चन, प्लीज आस्क. अदरवाइज आई एम मूविंग टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. अगर कुछ होगा तो प्लीज बता देना. सी दिस वन. got multiple options. Okay. The least value of a function fx is equal to 2x, 2 cos x plus x in the closed interval 0 to pi by 2. Okay, so first the differentiation of this function will be 2 minus sine x plus 1. Okay, if the function and then making is equal to 0, so that is if we are putting it is equal to 0. So in that case, 2 cos x will be, this is like this. So 2 sine x minus is equal to minus 1. So sine x is equal to 1 by 2. Okay, I hope यहाँ तक तो सब लोग पहुंच गए होंगे. So x at pi by 2. Okay, so the first thing is 30 degree, that is the pi by 6. Okay, at the pi by 6, the value is coming as this, right? So first is pi by 6. Other value is also possible, like pi minus pi by 6. If I'm doing so, that will be 5 pi by 6 is also available, where the function is will be getting as a 1 by 2. Now to find the minimum point, okay, minimum point extremities is given because the pi by 2 is lying between 0 to pi by 2. So that is the 100% truth कि यहाँ तक तो हमारा सही है. Our values are lying between 0 to pi by 2. Now the function is minimum at the extremities. So finding this, let's check. Putting f0 is equal to 2 here. It's given as 0 to pi by 2. Okay, so putting the value, that function is equal to 0. If you're putting the function is equal to 0, 2 into cos 0, 2 into 1 plus 0, that is equal to 2. So function at pi by 2 is equal to this. So at pi by 2, pi by 6 plus root 3. So ये क्वेश्चन तो ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट था नहीं. कितने लोग का सही आंसर आया है? At 0, sir, option C. At 0, option C. Option 3, 1. सब कुछ कहते हैं, सबका इतना आंसर आ गया. Same. ठीक है. Now, see, there is nothing to worry about if you are making the incorrect. I want you to make the incorrect question, but in front of me. I'm very, I'm happy that if you are trying just, that's it. Because I know that most of you are just worrying about the questions that how we will crack the examination. I understand that yeah, please tell me.
सर तो इसका आंसर पाई बाई 6 प्लस रूट 3 और पाई बाई 2 दोनों है.
x की वैल्यू जो है, आप इस क्वेश्चन को ध्यान से देखो पहले, ठीक है. अब आप मुझे बताओ कि once we are including the pi by 2 interval, okay, in that case what is happening actually? The closed interval is 0 to pi by 2. The value is coming between pi by 6 plus root 3, okay, and at pi by 2 the value is itself coming the pi by 2. So आपको क्या आंसर लग रहा है इस वाले में? मतलब आप आंसर में कहाँ कंफ्यूज हो रहे हैं?
सर मतलब वैल्यू अपने को पाई बाई 6 डाल के ये निकालना है.
आप क्वेश्चंस फिर से समझिए. The least value of the function in the closed interval. We have the boundary line 0 to pi by 2. Our function is given, but we have to find out the least function. Okay, the least value of that function. I thought the minimum is 2, sir. Okay, so in that case, if you are talking about the minimum function, then in that सबको confusion है क्या इस question में? Like सारे लोगों को दिक्कत हो रही है क्या इस question में?
So basically the confusion is what is the minimum value among these three values? I mean, 2
Okay.
and pi by 6 plus root 3 and pi by 2. Which one is the minimum value?
Okay. अच्छा आप
सर फाइनल आंसर मतलब सर जानना है.
फाइनल आंसर तो आपका 2 होगा इसमें, ठीक है. और किसी को डाउट हो रहा है क्या इस बारे में? मतलब मैं इसलिए तो अगर यहाँ पर आप रुक रहे हो ना, तो मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि कहाँ एक पॉइंट जो मिसिंग है आपका, वो पॉइंट शायद इसलिए आपका कंफ्यूजन हो रहा है.
और सर
अच्छा,
ऑप्शन
प्रोसेस समझ में आया? प्रोसेस समझ में आ रहा है आपको?
यस सर.
प्रोसेस में कोई दिक्कत नहीं है ना? ठीक है, थोड़ा देर के लिए रुक जाओ केवल. प्रोसेस समझ में आया ना कि एक्सट्रीमिटीज और एक्सट्रीमिटीज में कैसे करते हैं? मुझे बस एक पॉइंट आपको समझाना ये वाला, ठीक है. थोड़ा सा मैं देखता हूँ, अगर आगे वाले किसी क्वेश्चन में कंप्लीट हो जाएगा मैं ऐसा बता दूंगा तो काम नहीं बनेगा. थोड़ा देर के लिए होल्ड करो. किसको किसको में जो आपकी दिक्कत हो रही है ना, कि किस पॉइंट पे, मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि क्वेश्चन तो बहुत इजी था, बट यू आर नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड एट विच पॉइंट वी विल कंसीडर दिस पॉइंट एज अ आंसर एंड एट विच पॉइंट we are getting the minimum, because minimum can be considered as a multiple points. I can see there are more than one options that you are considering that this could be also the minimum. some are preferring for the option number 1, some are preferring for the option number 2. थोड़ा सा होल्ड करो, मैं इसको बता दूंगा, ठीक है। एक्सट्रीमिटीज का कॉन्सेप्ट मुझे आपको बताना पड़ेगा उसके लिए। इज इट फाइन? बस मुझे थोड़ा सा ना याद दिला देना कि एक्सट्रीमिटीज का कॉन्सेप्ट बचा हुआ, ठीक है। यस, नो,
So,
एनीथिंग?
sir, the answer is value 2 or option 2.
ऑप्शन 2।
Okay.
बस ये बता देना मुझे कि एक्सट्रीमिटीज का कॉन्सेप्ट रुका हुआ है, उसको बता। सेम है, एक्सट्रीमिटीज का ही कॉन्सेप्ट है, बट चेक करना शायद ये बन जाए आपसे। The curve is certainly y is equal to fx described as a equation of d square y upon dx square is equal to 6x minus 4. Local minimum value is given at x is equal to 1. Global maximum value 0 to 2. गेट का क्वेश्चन है, 3 मार्क्स में आया हुआ था। इसमें 2 क्वेश्चंस बने थे। पार्ट 1 इसमें गिवन है, पार्ट 2 मैंने नहीं दिया, उसमें ग्राफ था। ये गेट का क्वेश्चन है, एक बार ट्राई करो आप इसे। अच्छा, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू नो दैट इफ d square y upon dx square is equal to 6x minus 4 is given, सो हम इससे फंक्शन बना सकते हैं, मतलब इसको डबल इंटीग्रेट करके हम लोग इसको एज अ लीनियर फंक्शन की तरह ट्रीट कर सकते हैं, या फिर फंक्शन हम लोग एक्स वाई में क्रिएट कर सकते हैं। आप में से ये लोग सबको पता है ना, अगर हम लोग डबल डिफरेंशिएशन को डबल इंटीग्रेट कर देंगे तो वो हमारा नॉर्मल फंक्शन बन जाता है। आर यू गाइस नो दिस पॉइंट और नो? डू यू गाइस नो दिस पॉइंट और नो? है ना, ठीक है। अब ट्राई करना जरा, मुझे बस यही जाए। मैं थोड़ा इसको ट्राई करता हूँ, आप लोग पीछे से मैच करें, ठीक है। सो फंक्शन इज गिवन एज दिस, global maximum, global minimum, we all know. Now, same function that is written over there, square y upon dx square 6x minus 4, ठीक है। अब ऐसे को हम लोग क्या करते हैं, इंटीग्रेट करते हैं ताकि हमारे पास डिफरेंशिएशन हो जाए। सो if you are integrating that part, that will be simply dy by dx and integration of 6x minus 4, okay? That will be 6 into x square by 2 minus 4 into, that will be equal to 3x square minus 4x plus c, ठीक है। So dy by dx value we have got. Now the critical point for that is equal to dy by dx is equal to 0, right? So if I'm putting the dy by dx is equal to 0, since x is equal to 1 is a critical point, they have mentioned. Okay, we got the answer for that. C is equal to 1, yes. So in that case, the C1 is C is equal to 1 and the critical point is coming out like this. So C is equal to completely 1. यहाँ तक तो हमारा आ गया, हमारा फंक्शन रेडी हो चुका है। dy by dx is equal to dy by dx is equal to 3x square minus 4x plus 1. यहाँ तक तो क्लियर है, ठीक है। I hope the function is ready, the differentiation part is done, and whole part is here. Now, I want to make the function with the I want to make the expression as a format of a y is equal to fx. Okay, that is the function formation. Again, just integrate. Okay, in that integration, y is equal to, this will be 3 into x cubed by 3 minus 4x squared by 2 plus. Okay, so that will be y is equal to x cubed minus 2x squared plus x plus c. Okay, c या c1 कुछ भी कर दो आप लोग. So यहाँ पर x की वैल्यू हमारे पास आ चुकी है. ठीक है, so x is equal to 1, y is equal to 1 की वैल्यू गिवन है हमारे पास. So यहाँ से हम लोग c1 की वैल्यू निकाल सकते हैं 5, और c1 की वैल्यू निकलने के बाद हमारा एक्सप्रेशन जो हो जाएगा यहाँ पे, ये वैल्यू हमारी 5 में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगी. यहाँ तक भी किसी को इशू नहीं है? अगर है तो प्लीज बताओ. यहाँ तक तो क्लियर है ना? मैंने कुछ नहीं किया, बस एक्सप्रेशन को डबल इंटीग्रेट करके बस उसी फंक्शन को लीनियर फंक्शन में कन्वर्ट करने की कोशिश की, जहां पर डिफरेंशिएशन वाला पार्ट हट जाए. ठीक
सर, ये 5 सर कैसे है?
आपको यहाँ पर फिर से क्वेश्चन देखिए, जो फर्स्ट आपका ये एक्सप्रेशन, यहाँ तक क्लियर हुआ आपका एक्सप्रेशन कैसे है?
यस सर.
ठीक है. नाउ अब आप अगर इस क्वेश्चन में देखोगे, सो आपका दे रखा है ना कि जो लोकल वैल्यू है, द वैल्यू ऑफ अ लोकल मिनिमा is equal to when x is equal to 1, okay, and the global maximum value is from 0 to 2. Okay, so in that case में अगर हम लोग वैल्यूज को सब्स्टिट्यूट कर रहे हैं तो हमारी वैल्यू आ रही है, ये जो वैल्यू दिया हुआ है ना, x is equal to 1, y is equal to 5, x is equal to 1, y is equal to the local minimum value is equal to 5, the corresponding x value is equal to 1, ये वैल्यू पुट कर रहे हैं. नहीं क्लियर हो रहा है ये वाला? नहीं हो रहा तो बताना. ठीक है, थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन भी हो सकता है. फॉर मी मैक्सिमम वैल्यू 7 इज कमिंग सर. ओके, 7 कैसे आ सकता है? अच्छा, आपका फाइनल आंसर 7 आ रहा है क्या? धीरज, योर फाइनल आंसर इज कमिंग एज 7. ओके ओके, ठीक है. नहीं, आई एम नॉट, मैं अभी फाइनल आंसर तक नहीं पहुंचा हूँ. वी आर स्टिल इन द मिडल ऑफ. ठीक है, सो द फाइनल आंसर इज 7. ओके, एज यू कैन सी फ्रॉम हियर, the final answer is 7, but we are not talking about the final answer. We are talking that how this point has came. Okay, x is equal to 1, y is equal to 5. So for that expression, I'm going to mention that thing. As the question, they have mentioned that the local minimum value is occurring at x is equal to 1. So this point we are putting over here. From here, we are finding that c1 is equal to 5, and now the expression is this. Anyone who, those people who has ask that 1 and 5, ये अभी समझ में आया कैसे आया है? Is it fine? Like how this question, that how that x is equal to 1, y is equal to 7 we have put. Sir, y is equal to 5 we have put. Sir, I am not doing extra anything. I just want to derive the equation. Initially, what was given? We have given this expression, and after that we start our sequence. Here, there is some part that has given, through which we have to rederive the expression. So instead of a y is equal to x cube minus 2x square plus x plus 5, they have given the simply dy square upon dx square is equal to upon x cube minus 4x, something like that expression. So first, that this part we have to just find out the value of expression. Once we have found out, then we can find from equation 1, then differentiate the function finding the critical point. Okay, once you have found the critical point, then find the value of x is equal to 1 at x is equal to 0, x is equal to 1 by 3. The maximum value will be coming at x is equal to fx is equal to 2, that is the value is coming as a 7. आपका शायद आंसर सही आ रहा था, बट वो वाला पॉइंट हम लोग कभी उस समय मिडिल में थे, इसलिए वो वैल्यू 5 आ रही थी. देखने तो किसका आंसर था वो. I think Dheeraj, yes. Your answer is 7. That is absolutely correct. Remaining people, if you are not able to understand, please ask कौन सा पॉइंट आपको नहीं समझ में आया. नहीं समझ में आया, मैं 100% मानता हूँ कि आपको किसी पॉइंट पे नहीं समझ में आएगा, बट be ready for such kind of a question because these are the recent question that has asked in the GATE examination. I think the 2021 का ही question है. Anyone who is not able to understand, please ask. और आपको ये भी चीज के लिए रेडी होना पड़ेगा कि एग्जाम में ऐसे ही क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. सो इफ यू आर रेडी फॉर दिस ना, एग्जाम इज जस्ट लाइक दे आर गिविंग यू सच क्वेश्चन, नॉट लेस देन दिस. The difficulty level will be only this, and the length of the question will be definitely this. Now it's your call how much time you are taking to solve this question. From my side, I think that it will take maximum 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, if you are just tried average, okay, but if you are at the अगर आपकी प्रैक्टिस अच्छी हो रहेगी तो शायद आपका और अच्छा निकल सकता है. The minimum value of the function fx is equal to 2x square minus log mod x when x greater than 1. So just tell me one thing. Log mod x we have written over here when x greater than or equal to 1. So mod का कोई वैल्यू रह गया क्या यहाँ पे? mod की कोई वैल्यू रह रही है, कोई सिग्निफिकेंस रह रहा है व्हेन x ग्रेटर देन और इक्वल टू 1. ठीक है, सो मॉड की कोई वैल्यू रहेगी. मॉड फंक्शन तो वही हो ना, लॉग जो है मॉड लॉग नेगेटिव नंबर्स में डील नहीं कर पाता, दैट्स वाई इन्होंने मॉड फंक्शन दे दिया. ठीक है, बट दे हैव गिवन वन दैट इज द कंडीशन टू x ग्रेटर देन और इक्वल टू 1. ठीक है, तो मॉड इतना कुछ ज्यादा यूजफुल रह नहीं गया. सो इस पे क्वेश्चन आया था, इसलिए मैंने इस बात को बताया था, ये कंडीशन पता करने के लिए ये किस केस में हम लोग मॉड को डिस्कार्ड कर सकते हैं. बाकी एक बार आप इसको ट्राई करके देखिए. Let's see. Minimum value of 2x square minus ln x. Okay. So 2x square minus ln x, it means that 4x and ln x will be 1 by x. We are differentiating that point. So if we are differentiating that function, that is the 4x and minus 1 by x. Now, finding out the critical point, that will be equal to 4x minus 1 by x. That is equal to 0. So 4x square minus 1 upon x is equal to 0. So x is equal to 4x square minus 1 is equal to 0. Since denominator will not equal to 0, ठीक है, ये तो 0 के इक्वल होगा नहीं, so अपर वाला पार्ट 0 हो जाएगा. So 4x square is equal to 1. X square is equal to 1 by 4. Then x is equal to plus minus 1 by 2. ठीक है, so x is equal to plus minus 1 by 2. But they are saying that x की वैल्यू ग्रेटर देन और इक्वल टू 1 है. ठीक है, सो अब इसकी वैल्यू में हम लोग को पता करना होगा कि फंक्शन की वैल्यू कितनी निकलती है. सो दैट विल बी 2x स्क्वायर, सो 2 into 1 स्क्वायर माइनस L1 2. ठीक है, अब मिनिमम वैल्यू पता करनी है हमें. सो मिनिमम वैल्यू ऑफ fx इज इक्वल टू एट fx इज इक्वल टू 1. ओके, सो दैट विल बी इक्वल टू सेम वैल्यू आप उसमें पुट कर दो, दैट विल बी दैट वैल्यू विल गिव यू द minimum value. The minimum value for that will be equal to 2. इससे ज्यादा minimum value इससे retrieve नहीं कर सकते. Option number 1. Let me see. Option number 1. Sir, for me, f1 by 2 is 2 minus 1 as minimum. For me, f1 by 2 is एक मिनट. आप फंक्शन को क्या ले रहे हो? आप फंक्शन को 1 by 2 ले रहे हो. x की वैल्यू हम लोग को ग्रेटर देन 1 लेनी है ना. The function value is should be x greater than or equal to 1 लेनी है ना. Okay, ठीक है, done. चलिए. Is there any issue with that? Is there anything that is bothering you that is not able to understand? देखो, ऐसा नहीं है. आप इस चीज को मिसिंग करो, आप इस चीज में गलतियां करो, मेरे सामने करो, ज्यादा अच्छा है. बट यही चीज होती है कि छोटा सा मिस्टेक होता है ना. अब आप ध्यान से देखोगे ना, तो आपने आंसर बोला, वो भी ऑप्शन यहाँ पर अवेलेबल है. सो इश्यूज हो सकते हैं. अगेन चेक करना ये वाला क्वेश्चन. एफ एक्स इज इक्वल टू एक्स क्यू माइनस 4x स्क्वायर प्लस 4x प्लस 3 एंड द बाउंड्री लाइन इज -1, 3. एक्स क्यू माइनस 4x स्क्वायर प्लस 4x, थोड़ा सा जल्दी दिखा देता हूँ इसका आंसर. ठीक है, सिंपली आप इसको डिफरेंशिएट करो एंड दैट विल बी 3x स्क्वायर माइनस 8x प्लस 4. ओके, मेकिंग इज इक्वल टू 0. So that will be converted as a 3x minus 2 and minus 2 is equal to 0. X is equal to 2 by 3. X is equal to. Okay. So the first function is this. Now, if I'm doing the double differentiation, and double differentiation is coming as our 6x minus 8. 6x minus 8, that will be equal to double differentiation. So if I'm putting the value of double differentiation value at 2 by 3, okay, the 2 by 3 value is coming as a minus 4, and at x is equal to 2, the value is coming of a double differentiation coming as a 4. which is higher. So in that case, F2, that will be the answer. Okay. F3 and F3 6, minimum value at x is equal to -1. Number 1. कितने लोग आया ऑप्शन नंबर 1? How many of you guys have got the same answer? That is option number 1. कितने लोगों को नहीं समझ में आया वो भी बता देना. थोड़ा मैं bit by bit difficulty level is getting increased. So if you are not able to understand, okay, ठीक है. Question सीधा देखो. We are not doing anything extra. Okay, the same step is repeating over and over again. Differentiation, making equal to 0, finding the roots, put again do the differentiation, put that root in the specific function. आपने root puts किया, आपको values मिल रही हैं, ठीक है. Boundary line के conditions को check करो. If the roots are falling in that boundary line condition, well and good. If are not falling, then हमारा उस जो boundary line से बाहर जा रही है उस point को छोड़ के हमें दूसरे वाले को accept कर लेंगे. Simple as that. तो इस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस अगर आपसे हो रहे हैं, इफ यू आर डूइंग सच काइंड ऑफ अ क्वेश्चन, गुड. नहीं हो रहे, ऐसे ही ट्राई करने हैं, ठीक है. नेक्स्ट, फाइंड द मिनिमम वैल्यू ऑफ द फंक्शन f(x) इज इक्वल टू x स्क्वायर माइनस x प्लस 2. ओके, थोड़ा सा इसको भी जल्दी से ट्राई करिए. अपकमिंग 1 आवर में हमें जो है 15 से 20 क्वेश्चन करने हैं, तो या तो आप कर दोगे या तो फिर मैं करूँ, ठीक है. सो आप थोड़ा सा ट्राई करो और फिर मैच करेंगे. Question number 111. मिनिमम वैल्यू डिफरेंशिएट करते हैं 2x माइनस 1, ठीक है. Doing the differentiation, putting as equal to 0, 2x minus 1, that is 1 by 2, ठीक है. So x is equal to 1 by 2, अगर इसमें हम देखते हैं डबल डिफरेंशिएट करते हैं, the value 2 which is already greater than 0. So minimum value at x is equal to 1 by 2 is equal to 7 by 4. Option number 3 is the correct option. कितने लोग आया था ये? Option number 1, सबका 1 आया है क्या? फिर से देख लो आप लोग. हमें मिनिमम पता करना था, ठीक है. मिनिमम में हम लोगों ने फंक्शन को डेरिवेटिव को 0 करके डेरिवेशन करके 0 किया, देन डबल डिफरेंशिएशन करेंगे, ठीक है. द फंक्शन वैल्यू इज कमिंग एट x इज इक्वल टू 1 बाई 2. दैट हम अगर 1 बाई 2 पुट कर रहे हैं तो फंक्शन की वैल्यू जो 7 बाई 4 आ रही है, ठीक है. सो 1 बाई 2 पर ही आप लोगों ने आपने लिमिट वैल्यू पुट कर दी क्या आंसर में? आपको वो डबल डिफरेंशिएट करके आंसर निकालना होगा ना. I think that the person who are getting the x is equal to 1 by 2, you are getting the boundary line. Okay, you are getting the condition at which the function value will be negative. We have to find the negative value point. You have to put the value of x is equal to 1 by 2 in the appropriate expression. Then you will get the final answer. आधे पे रुक गए इसलिए आपका ऑप्शन नंबर 1 है. Is it fine? यही वाला इशू हुआ था प्रत्युष, शुभम, ये वाला इशू हुआ था या कोई और इशू था? यही था ना? धीरज ने भी आई थिंक यही ऑप्शन दिया है। सो ये वाला इशू अगर है तो आप लोगों ने सिर्फ लिमिटिंग वैल्यू बता दी। और देखना, आप ध्यान दोगे ना, सो गेट में लिमिटिंग वैल्यू जब आई है तो उसका आंसर आप लोग उस समय इतने फास्ट होते हो, इतने ज्यादा क्रंचेस टाइम में होते हो, आपको दिखता है 1/2 एंड यू जस्ट मार्क एज 1/2 फर्स्ट ऑप्शन। फर्स्ट ऑप्शन दे रखा है यहाँ। तो कभी भी जब आपको ऐसा लगता है तो एक बार ध्यान से रीचेक करके जरूर जाया करिए कि भाई ऐसा तो नहीं गलत आंसर टाइप कर रहे हैं। नेक्स्ट, what is the minimum value of the function x plus 3 minus 2? It is a mod function, so once the mod will remove, there will be two conditions formatted. One is x plus 3 and one is minus of x plus 3. दो expressions बनेंगे, उसके हिसाब से बनेंगे. Mod x plus 3 mod x plus 3 minus 2. Okay. In that case, the function, the minimum value of a function, that is mod x plus 3, and that is always greater than or equal to 0, because in that case, the plus 3 is added over there. Okay. So for the minimum function attained when the mod x plus 3 is equal to 0, this is the only way we can get the minimum function, because this one will give you the continuous positive function, right? So 0 minus 2, that will be giving you by the 0. Okay. So 0 minus 2, that will be given you as a 0. किसी का आंसर आया था क्या? -2. Okay, great. Answer is -2. Option number 3rd. कोई दिक्कत इस वाले क्वेश्चन में? कोई भी इशू है इस वाले क्वेश्चन में तो प्लीज बता दो, थोड़ा सा फिर आगे बढ़ना चाहिए तो. ओके, ठीक है. अच्छा, remaining people, you are getting this point now, because some people are, we have in the chat section, that is Avinash, Klendra, Dheeraj, Karthikeya, and Pavan, Prapti, Pratyush, Shubham, Surajveer, and we have Vaibhav, Varun. Some people are missing today, जो कल थे वो आज नहीं है. So if there is any issue with that, please बता देना कि अगर ऐसा कोई issue हो तो. चलो थोड़ा सा ये वाला क्वेश्चन देखते हैं. Determine where the y is equal to 2z cube 2z4 minus z cube minus 3z square is not changing. मैं आपको एक हिंट देता हूँ कैसे इस टाइप के बनते हैं. So since the function is not changing, okay, what will happen if the function is not changing? In that case, what should happen, right? What could be the case in that case? Like if the function is not changing, then the function should be straight line. On that, the function is not changing. It means if the differentiation on that straight line will be equal to 0. So any function is changing when we have the different kind of a slope available. The function is changing, the function is changing, the function is changing, but the function is not changing over here to here. Okay. In that case, here the derivative of d upon dx, that is equal to 0. So it just derive the function, just derivate the function and find the answer for this question. Okay. Self differentiation करना है और पता करना है. Now check the answer for this. डिफरेंशिएट करके देखते हैं. So after differentiation, that will be the function is equal to, that is this function divided by dx is equal to 0. So main तो आपका differentiation part issue नहीं है. 8z square minus 3z minus 6 is equal to 0 ये function है. So minus of minus b, हम लोग सीधे ये वाला फॉर्मूला लगाते हैं, minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2b. Okay. So from this, the formula will be 3 plus minus under root 9 plus 4. Okay. So 24 into 8 upon 16. Okay. So b square minus 4ac upon 2a, ये हो गया. So 3 plus minus under root 201 divided by 16. So 3 plus 201 divided by 16 and 3 minus 201 divided by 16. एक तो वैल्यू यहां से आ जाएगी आपकी, बट एक वैल्यू z is equal to 0 से भी आएगी. So एक वैल्यू हो जाएगी z is equal to 0. So there are 3 points where the function will not change. The first is z is equal to 0. Second is 3 plus under root 201 by 16, and the third is as 3 minus 201 divided by 16. ठीक है, ये वाला क्वेश्चन क्लियर हुआ गाइस? Is this question is clear to you? और फिर से बताऊं? ठीक है, इस वाले को ट्राई करके देखो एक बार. The function is not changing. Again, same. Differentiate the function, putting is equal to 0. -8, 2 ये आंसर है आपका. क्वेश्चन ज़्यादा डिफिकल्ट नहीं है, अगर आपके पास है तो आप देख लो और आंसर मैच कर लो. ठीक है, ताकि हम नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पर बढ़ सकें. सेम. ओके, अदर पीपल. अब थोड़ा सा इसका देखते हैं, टेंजेंट लाइन का और नॉर्मल लाइन का. डीप में तो टेंजेंट और नॉर्मल के बारे में भी बताना है, बट थोड़ा सा कल समझना है कि टेंजेंट लाइन, अगर कोई ग्राफ दिया हुआ है तो उसका टेंजेंट लाइन क्या होता है, उसका नॉर्मल लाइन क्या होता है. उससे पहले दो चीज याद रखना. अगर कोई दो लाइंस है, ठीक है, सपोज इफ वी हैव अ टू लाइन, दे आर परपेंडिकुलर टू ईच अदर. सपोज then the slope, the multiplication of their slope, suppose this is m1 and this is m2, so the multiplication of their slope will be -1. And if the line are parallel, in that case, suppose if this is m1 and this is m2, the slopes are equal to each other. Okay? Because the angle between them is considered as a 0 degree, the angle between them is considered as a 90 degree. थोड़ा सा ये समझना है. बाकी टेंजेंट लाइन का एक क्वेश्चन दिखाता हूँ, आपको ज्यादा अच्छे से क्लियर होगा. Find the tangent line gx is equal to 16 by x up minus 4 root x at x is equal to 4. ठीक है. So अब इस क्वेश्चन में आपको देखना है कि x is equal to 4 में हमारी वैल्यू क्या आएगी. जो भी वैल्यू गिवन है हमारे पास, ठीक है, gx वैल्यू आई है हमारे पास 16x to the power, just a second, 16 by x into 4 to the power x to the power this. Okay, I'm going to differentiate first that part. Okay, because step सेम है. ठीक है, सेम चीज हम कर रहे हैं. डिफरेंशिएशन किया हम लोगों ने. सो 16 into 1 upon x square, okay, minus 4 into 1 by 2 root x. Okay, ठीक है. सो ये वैल्यू आ रही है हमारी, जो यहाँ पर वैल्यू हमारी, ये वन टाइम डिफरेंशिएट करने पर आ चुके हैं। ठीक है, अब हमारे क्वेश्चन के अकॉर्डिंग व्हाट दे आर सेइंग, दे वांट अस टू डिराइव द फंक्शन एट x इज इक्वल टू 4. So simply put the function's data at x is equal to 4. At x is equal to 4, we are getting that the value of a gx is coming as this, और g dash x की वैल्यू कितनी आ रही है हमारी, इतनी आ रही है ना। हमारे पास स्लोप हो चुका है, ठीक है, हमारे पास पॉइंट हो चुका है। सो अब हम यहाँ से, अगर हमारे पास टेंजेंट लाइन का इक्वेशन खींचना है, सो हमारे पास अगर पॉइंट स्लो फॉर्मूला है, पॉइंट स्लो फॉर्मूला से हम लोग इस चीज के बारे में एक लाइन का इक्वेशन बना सकते हैं। सबसे पहले इतना बता दो कि ये वाला पार्ट क्लियर हो रहा है कि नहीं, कि अगर हमारे पास एक पॉइंट है, एक स्लोप है, तो हम लोग उससे एक लाइन का इक्वेशन खींच सकते हैं। ये वाला पार्ट अगर नहीं क्लियर है तो बता देना, मैं पहले इस बारे में कॉन्सेप्ट बताऊंगा, फिर मैं आपको समझाऊंगा इसके आगे। बट अगर आपको ये वाला थोड़ा सा भी याद आ रहा है कि अगर हमारे पास एक पॉइंट होता है, एक स्लोप होता है, तो हम लोग उससे एक लाइन का इक्वेशन खींच लेते हैं, तो वो बात बन सकती है। यू गाइस रिमेंबर दिस पॉइंट और नॉट? नहीं, नहीं याद है? ओके, ठीक है। हाउ हाउ इज द टेंजेंट इक्वेशन फॉर्मेटेड? ठीक है, ये वाला इक्वेशन, बस वही मुझे जानना था कि अगर आपको पॉइंट्स लो फॉर्मूला नहीं आता है तो आपको ये शायद आप लोगों ने, अच्छा ठीक है, मैं एक बार ट्राई करता हूँ कि अगर इसके अलावा इस टाइप का कोई टेंजेंट लाइन का अगर हो तो लेट मी चेक, अगर इसके अलावा कुछ हो जाए तो वेट। छोड़ दो, रहने दो, आपको थोड़ा सा कोऑर्डिनेट बताऊंगा तभी बनना करना। बट आप लोग थोड़ा सा ना, जहाँ तक मैं आपको सजेस्ट करूंगा, थोड़ा सा आप लोग इन फॉर्मूलाज को समझिए, क्योंकि मैं आपको सीधे सीधे दिखाऊँ ना, इतना कोई डिफिकल्ट था नहीं। y इज इक्वल टू एम एक्स प्लस सी वाला फॉर्मूला जो है उसी का एक्सटेंशन है, बस और कुछ नहीं है। जैसे सपोज करिए कि यहाँ तक ये वाला क्वेश्चन अगर देखते हैं, इस वाले क्वेश्चन में हमारे पास सीधा सीधा वंस वी हैव डिफरेंशिएट द फंक्शन, ठीक है, हमें डेरिवेटिव एट एक्स इज इक्वल टू -1 पे चाहिए था, तो एक बार हमने फंक्शन की वैल्यू निकाल ली और एक बार हमने डेरिवेटिव ऑफ द फंक्शन की वैल्यू निकाल ली। ठीक है, नाउ जो फंक्शन है वो बेसिकली क्या, y इज इक्वल टू एम एक्स प्लस सी। ठीक है, जो फंक्शन का इक्वेशन आता है एम एक्स प्लस सी। ठीक है, अब जो m है बेसिकली नथिंग बट दिस, ये डिफरेंशिएशन है ना, यही m हो गया। ये फंक्शन एट x-1 जो है x इज इक्वल टू -1 mx, और ये हो जाएगा हमारा इंटरसेप्ट पॉइंट c। इसी इक्वेशन को हम लोगों ने थोड़ा सा एलोंगेट करके लिख दिया है। सो y इज इक्वल टू एम एक्स प्लस सी। आई थिंक अगर हमारे पास एक पॉइंट है, एक स्लोप है, तो हम लोग उससे एक इक्वेशन ड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। क्वेश्चंस तो बहुत इजी है, बट अगर आप ये वाला नहीं पढ़ेंगे तो फिर मेरे लिए बहुत ज्यादा बेसिक जाके पढ़ाना पड़ेगा। आप ट्राई करो कि ये वाले एटलीस्ट कोऑर्डिनेट के ये वाले सेक्शंस आप थोड़ा खुद से पढ़ो, ताकि आपको रिकॉल हो। ये आप लोगों ने पढ़ा हुआ, आई बिलीव नन ऑफ यू हैज मिस दिस कॉन्सेप्ट, बट स्टिल इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू रिकॉल, एटलीस्ट गो एंड विजिट दैट पॉइंट कि हमको ये वाला पार्ट पढ़ना है। बिकॉज इफ यू हैव लर्न दैट पार्ट देन यू विल अटेम्प्ट द डीपीपी क्वेश्चन। मैंने डीपीपी में ये वाले क्वेश्चंस डाले हैं। सिंपली आई एम नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग for tangent line. Okay, we have to find the tangent line of the equation. So first we have differentiate the equation, then find at which point they are asking. So the value we are asking over here is that x is equal to -1. We will find the value of the function at x is equal to -1. We'll find the value of derivative of the function at x is equal to -1. Then whatever the value has came, y is equal to mx plus c formula we will apply. Y is equal to f डैश -1 इंटू एक्स प्लस 1 प्लस f-1। यहाँ से आपका आंसर निकल जाएगा। कितने लोगों को ये चीज समझ में आ रही है, वो थोड़ा सा बता सकते हो मुझे, ताकि थोड़ा आइडिया लगे कितने लोगों को नहीं आ रही है। कितने लोग को ये बात नहीं समझ में आ रही है, कितने लोग को समझ में आ रही है? अविनाश सिंह समझ में आ रही है, और कितने लोग को आ रही है? पहले तो आप वो बताओ। फिर जो नहीं आ रही है उनसे फिर पूछते ना कि क्या इशू है। ओके कार्तिकेय यार सही। यस। ठीक है। सिंपल सा थोड़ा सा। आई आई इंसिस्ट यू गाइस, थोड़ा सा आप लोग को भी थोड़ा करना पड़ेगा। बिकॉज एवरीथिंग वी कैन नॉट कंप्लीट ओवर ईयर। कुछ चीजें ऐसी हैं जो आपने पहले पढ़ी हैं, आपके प्रैक्टिस में नहीं है, तो थोड़ा सा आप उसको देखो। मैथ्स में 2 पॉइंट्स लो फॉर्मूला, 1 पॉइंट्स लो फॉर्मूला, डिस्टेंस फॉर्मूला, ट्रिगोनोमेट्री के प्रॉब्लम जो होते हैं, या फिर जो एक्सपोनेंशियल लॉगरिथम के प्रॉब्लम्स होते हैं, या फिर द क्वेश्चन द फॉर्मूला विच आर बेस्ड ऑफ द मेंसुरेशन प्रॉब्लम, सम स्टैटिस्टिक्स प्रॉब्लम, या फिर उनके जो फॉर्मूलाज होते हैं, ये आपको रिकॉल करना पड़ेगा। ठीक है। बिकॉज इन द सेशन हाउ मच वी कैन ट्राई, हम लोग क्वेश्चंस के मिडल में समझ सकते हैं, बट फॉर्मूलाज इतने हैं कि आपको वो थोड़ा सा देखना पड़ेगा। ट्राई टू राइट द फॉर्मूला इन द सेपरेट कॉपी, सो दैट जब आपके पास फाइनल टाइम होगा आप उन फॉर्मूलाज को यूज कर सकते हो। अच्छा, इस वाले क्वेश्चन में अगर ट्राई मत करो, इस वाले क्वेश्चन में जस्ट मुझे हेल्प कर दो। ये क्वेश्चन आप लोगों ने 9th में भी किया होगा। जस्ट आप मुझे बता दो कि क्वेश्चन होगा कैसे। हमारे पास स्पीड गिवन है, हमें वेलोसिटी निकालनी है। अगर फिर इसके बाद फिर हमें निकालना है कि जब ये स्टॉप हो जाता वो, और फिर लेफ्ट और राइट का एक वो निकालना है। सिर्फ मुझे आप इतना बता दो कि सॉल्व कैसे। Sir, can you again explain again in English? Which question, Dheeraj? This one? This question or the previous one, Dheeraj? This one? Okay. So, Dheeraj, what I'm saying that this question has given as the speed at with which vary with the respect of a t, then 3t to the power 4 minus 40t cube plus 126t square minus 9. I just want to know that how you can solve that part. Okay. Just give me the method. Okay. I don't want you to solve. Just tell me how, if the speed is given, how you can find the velocity, then how the you make the object is just stop changing, and then what is the left and right condition is another thing. Just give me the answer for two things, how you can solve that part. Okay.
सर ये पोजीशन दी हुई है, इसको डिराइव कर देंगे तो वेलोसिटी आ जाएगी।
Yes. ठीक है। And then B part?
जब सर वेलोसिटी जीरो हो जाएगी, जब उसकी पोजीशन चेंज होनी बंद हो जाएगी।
ठीक है, ठीक है, डन डन, यही बस इतना ही था, इसके अलावा डिवाइड बाय dt वेलोसिटी, वेलोसिटी इज रेट ऑफ चेंज वेलोसिटी। ठीक है, बहुत इजी क्वेश्चन था। ठीक है। फर्स्ट वी took the velocity is equal to, so first we have derived the equation which gives us the velocity. ठीक है। Once we are putting velocity is equal to 0, at that point the object is not moving, which is coming as a 3. ठीक है। And then there is a number line where we have to find out, suppose the number line, because 3 point are here, आपने देखा होगा, here we have received the 3 points where the velocity is getting as a 0. Okay. So these 3 points are basically nothing but 0, 3 and 7. Okay. So at 0, 3 and 7 we are getting our 0 and 3 and 7, we are getting the velocity is equal to 0. Here the range of that velocity we can configure, we can find out by moving right, moving left, and we can understand at which position what is the motion, as well as what is the like the once we are varying with the time, what will be the speed on that moment. Okay, just a second, guys. Meanwhile, try this question. Okay, एक ये try करके देखना बस, just try this one. ये देखते हैं, फंक्शन है, पैरेलल लाइन है। सो विद द हेल्प ऑफ अ पैरेलल लाइन y इज इक्वल टू mx प्लस c, यहाँ से हम लोग dy बाई dx की वैल्यू निकालनी है बेसिकली। कैन यू सी दिस थिंग दैट y इज इक्वल टू, दिस इज नथिंग बट y इज इक्वल टू mx प्लस c, m is equal to given as a 4, and this is nothing but dy by dx. Okay, we can differentiate that equation. We, instead of a dy by dx, we can put that part and find the answer for that. देखते हैं कैसे होगा. First, we have differentiate the equation. Once we have differentiate that part, okay. So fx is equal to 3x square minus 10x plus 10. Differentiation हो गया, and dy by dx is equal to 4 रख दिया हम लोगों ने. तो यहाँ से हमारे पास equation है क्या, 3x square minus 10x minus 3 minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4 ac, यानी कि bar not 4 bar 36 अपॉन 2 into a 6. इसको रिजॉल्व कर लीजिए, आंसर आ जाएगा. यहाँ 34 लिखा मैंने, 36 होगा ये. ठीक है, ये वाला पार्ट 36. ठीक है, ठीक है, आंसर मैच कर लीजिए एक बार, मैच करिए. आंसर मैच कर लिया आप लोगों ने, इज इट डन? किसी का आंसर आया था क्या आंसर? ठीक है. अच्छा, अब एग्जाम में ना थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्टी बढ़ाने के लिए व्हाट दे विल गिव यू, दे विल डू वन थिंग दैट दे विल आस्क द एग्जैक्टली वैल्यू. Okay, x is equal to 5 minus root 34 by 3. So exact value. So for that, you have the calculator. You can check and you can go and check that part too. So the calculator can be useful in that one. There is an infinite series that is 1 plus x square by 2 factorial plus x cube minus x cube by 3 factorial plus x to the power 4 by 4 factorial corresponding to this. Okay. So what is this equation series? क्वेश्चन था, सीरीज का क्वेश्चन था, तो मैंने थोड़ा सा इसको इंक्लूड कर लिया है. मैं इसको सॉल्व करता हूँ, डोंट वरी गाइस. सो बेसिकली whenever you got such kind of a series, okay, Maclaurin series, once we will learn about the series part, we will discuss about this. So fx is equal to e, okay. So it's just, there is nothing important in this. This is just a series of exponential series, okay. So अगर आपको एक्सपोनेंशियल सीरीज का वो याद होगा, ये 1 plus x square by 2 factorial plus x cube minus by 3 factorial x4 by 4 factorial है. ये सीरीज जो है सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक का होता है, जो कि एक्सपोनेंशियल सीरीज का होता है. क्वेश्चन आया हुआ था मैक्लॉरिन सीरीज का, इसलिए दे रखा था. आपको सीरीज कुछ कुछ याद रखनी होगी, जैसे लॉग की सीरीज क्या होते हैं, एक्सपोनेंशियल की सीरीज क्या होते हैं, ये थोड़ा सा याद रखना आपको. एक क्वेश्चन था, दिख गया था रैंडमली 2000 आई थिंक 5 का या 4 का, आई एम नॉट 100% श्योर, बट ये क्वेश्चन था उसमें, तो ये पूछा गया था. ठीक है, ओके. देयर इज वन लास्ट क्वेश्चन. हाउ मेनी क्वेश्चंस वी आर मिसिंग राइट नाउ? मैं इन सारे क्वेश्चंस को ना टीपीपी में डाल दूंगा. चलो, क्वेश्चंस तो बहुत सारे बचे हैं अभी, बट वो पूरे हो नहीं पाएंगे. चलिए देखते हैं, जितना हो सकता है उतना करता हूँ. ठीक है. अच्छा गाइज, एक चीज बताओ, जैसे आई जस्ट वांट टू डू वन थिंग, कि मैं सारे क्वेश्चंस डिस्कस करना चाहता हूँ. सो मैं ऐसा करूँ क्या कि लेट आई एम शोइंग यू द क्वेश्चन, आई एम गिविंग यू द हिंट. ठीक है. एंड इफ यू आर एबल टू सॉल्व देन गुड, एंड देन इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू सॉल्व, क्योंकि मुझे आई जस्ट वांट टू share the all questions. Okay, if it is not bothering you, So just say if I'm showing you this question, I'm solving, I'm giving you the hint for this question too. And once the session will over, okay, आप इन क्वेश्चंस को ट्राई करके आंसर मैच करो and then through this will that work for you guys or you want to try with me and क्योंकि अगर आप लोग try करोगे, if you are trying with me and you are taking some time, so all questions will not be covered, right? I want to cover this whole questions by today. Otherwise, if you want me to put this question in the DPP, I can put this question in the DPP too. So whatever you feel, that's fine. You just let me know. The first thing is I can show you the entire question, okay, with the help of little that is the hint I will give you, and then move to the next question. The next is I will give you all the question in the DPP, and the third is you can try like we are trying before, and eventually we will do some 5 to 6 question more, and then we will end up the session. So whatever you feel, that's fine. Just let me know. क्या सही लग रहा है आपको, प्लीज बताओ.
Sir, are you asking for today's session or in general?
In just today's session only, not for the gender.
Okay, sir, you can give hints, sir.
Okay. Otherwise, I'm giving you the hint. I will do one more thing. I will put these questions in the DPP too. Okay. So if you think like, okay, these questions can be solved, then you can check over there. Or let's do one thing. Let's try for 10 questions only. Okay. And then we will end the session, starting with this one. The range of the value of k for the function fx is equal to k square minus 4 to x square plus 6x cube plus 8x4 has a local maxima at point x is equal to 0. Okay, sure, Karthike. I will put them in TPP too. No worries with that. Do one thing, guys. Okay, आप normally try करो. You try with normal thing, with your own pace. We will continue this lecture in half an hour. And how much, if is certain amount of question will done, we will get it done. Otherwise, the remaining question I will put in the TPP with the detailed solution. So you try. Okay, let's do this thing. Just try this question. DPP answer solution, it will be, if you are not able to receive now, then the answer key I have given, okay, check if the answer key is mentioned or not. But if you want a detailed solution, so I'll have to check them whether the detailed solution are uploaded or not. But the answer key are already uploaded there. Okay, so you just need to check over there where the answer keys are not. But the detailed solution, I think I need to check for that. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so answer is given now. So you need a full answer, Dheeraj. Complete answer, you want a complete answer? Okay, stepwise. So I need to check this one, okay? Because the stepwise answer for the previous session I have given, but if it is not uploaded, then I need to check. Give me 1 or 2 days time. By Tuesday evening, it will be uploaded. Okay, I think for including today's session also. Including today's session, it will be uploaded by Tuesday evening. Okay. Will these sums also be included in the notes, sir? You see the entire PPT I will give you as a note section. Okay. The entire question plus theory part that will be available in the note section. You want to access the note section, how you are accessing, okay? This is completely up to you guys. So I will put all the PPT in the note section. जैसा भी आपको लगे आप use करें. चलो इस क्वेश्चन को देखते हैं. So we have this question. The range value of a k is given as fx is equal to k square minus 4x square plus 6x cube plus 8x4 as a local maxima at x is equal to 0. Okay. So simply when the local maxima at x is equal to 0 is given, so function differentiation and double differentiation, just blindly do that. Okay. Once we have done the differentiation and double differentiation, these values are occurring. And since the value is coming local maxima at x is equal to, so there are two cases possible, greater than 0, less than 0. Okay. So in that case, once we are finding for that, so 2k square minus 4 plus 36 into 0 plus 96 into 0 less than 0. Okay. In that case, make k square minus 4 less than 0. Okay. So k will be less than plus minus 2. That is the value of a minus 2k plus 2. Okay. So k is lying between the minus 2 to plus k to plus 2 range. Answer for this is minus 2 to plus 2. How many of you got the correct answer for this? Option number 4. Including or excluding? धीरज नहीं, अखिलेंद्र ने ऑप्शन दिया है 4. Including or excluding? Minus 2 to plus 2, including or excluding?
Yes, sir. I ignored. I made a mistake over there. I thought to include the equal signs.
Okay, so we have to exclude the minus 2 to plus 2. Then our option will be changed over here. The answer is completely changed, with the option number 3 will be the correct answer.
Yes.
Okay. Anyone has any other doubt in this question? Process same था. I just have done nothing. But simply उसी question में एक additional information था. I just use that part. Is there anyone has any doubt? Please ask. ठीक है. Next. Limit x tending to infinity. X square plus x minus 1 under root minus x is equal to what? Limit का question है. We have learned the limit part. Okay. आप क्रॉस वेरीफाई करना. ठीक है. Limit extending to infinity under root x square plus x minus 1 minus this. Okay. Now, when the extending to infinity, that whole term is completely going in that way. Okay. So we need to do some substitution rule. Okay. This question, why I have put, because once you have to also understood that when we have to apply the substitution. Okay. Once you apply the substitution, the whole thing is very easy. Simply x tending to 1 by t. Okay. In that case, the limit tending to infinity will also get changed. So in that case, under root 1 upon t square plus 1 upon t minus 1 upon t. Okay. So if we are taking as this, so under root t square, so that will be 1 plus t minus t square minus 1 upon t. Okay. T will be under root this, so under root 1 plus t minus t square minus 1 upon t. Okay. Now t tending to once x tending to 1 by t, x tending to infinity, then t tending to how much? यहाँ से हो जाएगा 0 का case. But here if I am applying as a 0, that will be 0 by 0 case. L hospital rule लगाना पड़ेगा. And once you are applying the L hospital rule, the whole function will be equal to 1 by 2. क्वेश्चंस को मैं बस आंसर की तरह थोड़ा सा मैं आपको आंसर बता दे रहा हूँ. क्या था? Is there a doubt था क्या? When you try TPP question, you will get the solution below the option. Okay, Lalit has mentioned that point. Okay. Can we take conjugate, sir? Try करके देख सकते हो आप. Conjugate लेने के लिए ऐसा तो कोई मुझे तो process मतलब if you are taking the conjugate, then the process will be a little bit extra. Okay. इसकी जरूरत पड़ेगी नहीं. If you want to try, you can go and check about the timing, how much time it will consume. But even we can do the other substitution too. Even we can do the, yeah, please, if someone is saying something, बताइए.
Sir, how can we figure out when to use substitution? I mean,
okay. So for that, though, you have to do the practice. Okay, the first thing. But in the simple question, do you think that once we have learned the limit section, okay, generally what happened, that either the limit, once we are substituting, the limit function will be coming as certain things like either it's coming as a 0 by 0, infinite by infinite, something like this, right? But if the function is completely infinite, right? So you can do one more thing over here. If you can make a proper like x square plus x minus 1. So here this expression is not in like this, but you can make this expression completely as a square function. Okay, like x plus a whole square, something like that function you can also make over here with the proper with the proper substitution, and you can solve from there only. But it's like once we are substituting, the function can be converted in the L'Hospital rule, and then followingly we can solve that part. So ye to, once you are solving the question, then you will have a clear idea which function need the substitution and which functions manually can be solved. And the main term is we need to convert that as a L'Hospital rule. That's why we are substituting. So ye, once you're solving the question, you can get the idea about this. There is no any specific rule for that, that in this question we need to do the substitution. Okay. Other methods are also available, like making the perfect score is also one method, but this is still the same thing. Okay. We cannot get the much better idea because in the last we are getting one constant. That's why if the whole term is in the format of a xxx, then we can easily apply any of the method. But since one part is coming as a constant, that is the -1, that's why you thought a substitution as well as the perfect square term we need to use. But once you do the question, you will get to know, you will understand at which point we need to do the substitution of this. Okay. Next question. For the following inequality, okay, is true for x close to 0, then -2 minus x square by 3 less than x sin x upon 1 minus cos x less than 2. Okay. What is the value of x tending to 0 x sin x upon में 1 minus cos x? देखते क्वेश्चंस को देखते हैं फिर समझते हैं आपको. Simply the question is saying as limit x tending to 0, x tending to 0, this is limit x sin x upon 1 minus cos x. Okay. If you're putting as this function is equal to 0, the above function is 0 and the lower function is 0 by 0 days. Okay. So we can do one thing, subtract that function that could be our the numerator and denominator, that is the differentiation section. Okay. So once we are differentiating, okay, the function is still coming. Again, differentiation, the function is coming like this. Using the L'Hospital rule, the function is coming as a 2. Achha, just recalling you guys, once you're applying the L'Hospital rule, if the still function is coming as 0 by 0 or infinite by infinite, by default, you can still apply the L'Hospital rule again. Okay. So there is no worry, no issue with that. If you are applying for the 2 times of L'Hospital rule, the whole things will be same as it is. Okay. So are the values coming as this function is a option number A, that is the 2. इस क्वेश्चंस को ट्राई करना, ठीक है. मैंने आपको हिंट दिया है, बट आई हैव जस्ट गिवन यू द हिंट, बट यू प्लीज ट्राई ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन आर रियली गुड. नाउ I'm giving you the hint. This question is very easy. I'm giving you the hint. You try for this question. The function is defined e to the power x when x less than 1, or ln x plus ax square plus bx when x greater than or equal to 1. Okay. So simply we need to find out when the function is differentiable and when the function is not differentiable. Simply, when the function is differentiable, suppose if we are talking about this, we simply differentiate the both one. Okay. Once we are differentiating the both one, when x less than 1, okay, function value 1 f at x is equal to 1, when x less than 1, okay, and the function value when x is equal to 1, when x is greater than 1, this value will be there. Okay. Now function is differentiable at x is equal to 1, then find the value. There will be 2 equations, 2 unknown, and then you can solve questions. बहुत अच्छा है. This is very good question. Instead of that, this question has asked at least 2 times. थोड़ा सा घुमा फिरा के recent का question है ये. ठीक है. Then once you have got that point, x की value जो है x is equal to 1 पर आपने निकाला, there will be 2 equation, 2 unknown. Resolve the 2 equations and find the value of A or B respectively. ठीक है. I'm showing you again the question. giving you the hint, differentiate both of them, find the value of both of them at x is equal to 1. From there will be two equations, that is the a and b. From equation 1, equation 2, solve the value of a and b, find the value, that's it. Okay, just try this question on yourself. मैंने थोड़ा सा hint दिया है, but try करना जरूर, ठीक है. There is one more question, like if the function is given as ax square plus by square upon xy, where a and b are constant, then the function is with respect to x is equal to function derivative with respect to y, and x is equal to 1, y is equal to 2, then what is the relation between a and b? Simply the differentiation. The first part is we have to do our differentiation, and there is nothing, just do one thing, that the function is given now. Okay, differentiate this function del upon del x, ax square plus by square upon xy. Okay, and again differentiate that part, ax square plus by square upon xy. Okay, so once you differentiate, then put the value of x is equal to 1, y is equal to 2. आपको यहाँ पर एक रिलेशन फाइंड आउट होगा a और b के बीच में, बस आपको वही बताना है. इन शॉर्ट मैंने थोड़ा सा सोल्यूशन लिखा है. यू कैन चेक व्हेन द x इज इक्वल टू 1, y इज इक्वल टू 1 में एक रिलेशन आ रहा है. अगेन जब y के रिस्पेक्ट में डिफरेंशिएशन, देन देयर इज अ रिलेशन बिटवीन x एंड y. ठीक है, once you are doing so, making both is equal to 0, equal to each other, and the relation of a and b can be formatted. This is also a good question, 3 marks question. ये भी आपका आई थिंक 2009 का क्वेश्चन है. So this is already asked in the examination. Please check. Okay. अच्छा, ये दोनों क्वेश्चन में कोई दिक्कत है क्या? जो whatever the question I have mentioned, last two questions, do you think is there any issue with that? Can you guys solve this with the help of a hint? Can you guys solve this or not? Yes, no, maybe, not, कुछ भी लिख दो. Okay. Other guys, हो जाएगा. ठीक है, ठीक है. Next, there is a one function. If the function is continuous, okay, but it does not have a root which is belongs to the a to b, then which of the following is true? When two functions are continuous but does not have the root in the interval of a and b. So if the function which are continuous, I believe if you remember the intermediate value theorem, the function when are the continuous, then the both functions with respect to a and b, which has a value of a less than 0, then it has at least one root, that is a and b. Okay, but for any number to be positive, either अगर कोई number positive है, okay, if any number is suppose x comma y, they both are positive, so either x positive, y positive, or x negative, y negative. This is the only two conditions that can be possible. और in that case हमारे पास क्या है, ये वाला केस हमारे options में match कर रहा है. That's why हमारे पास fa into fb is greater than 0 का case. Simple arithmetic question, but applied in the our calculus question, that is our continuity questions. Okay. Next, same that not changing questions are there. आप इन questions का snap लेना चाहते हो ले लो. ठीक है, if you want to click the photo of this question, because these questions, this type of questions we have done. Okay, but these are the practice problem. See, these all are the practice problem. I will put that one in your DPP. Again, the not changing question. Okay, then tangent line question, then normal line question. This question we have done. The small changes I have done over here. Then increasing and decreasing function question. Again, increasing and decreasing question type of a function. Tangent parallel to the line. Increasing and decreasing questions. Increasing and decreasing questions. That's it. Okay. 4 to 5 questions we have missed. So I think this can be done. Okay. Now guys, if you want to discuss anything, please tell me. कुछ चीज जो discuss करनी है, please tell me. Need any kind of a help, please tell me. अगर कोई improvement चाहिए तो बता दो. If there is something you are not able to understand, please tell me. Anything you want to speak or discuss, please tell me. Meanwhile, your all DPP will be uploaded by today itself. The notes of these two sessions, today and yesterday's session, and the previous week sessions will be uploaded by Tuesday evening. Okay, and the answer key of the TPP will be available. The detailed solution will be available within this week. Okay, it will take 2 to 3 days, but it will available within this week only. And try to use the maximum doubt support. Okay, doubt support for you guys only. If you want to use, then there is a slots available, peoples are available. So try to understand the maximum thing if you have any confusion with the doubt support team. Okay, जितना हो सके doubt support को use करो. Try to do the maximum practice. Suppose if we had learned today's session, at least 20 to 25 formula we have learned today. Okay, try to write this today's formula in the one copy, yesterday formula in the one copy. Through this, once we have calculus completed, at least 600 to 700 formula list will be there in your copy. And still we will be missing out for 200 to 300 formula. So we will eventually learn once we solve the question part. Okay. So through this we will do, then our preparation strategy will be very absolute and very fine, but we have to be very strategic for that, right? And if you feel like, okay, I'm not able to understand certain topics and I need to learn that part, please ask your doubt support team. They will also help you in this. Okay. Okay. There is one issue. Sir, will be the separately get test series PDF with solution. Test series PDF is once the test series PDF has in what, Dheeraj? No, Dheeraj, you're asking for test series PDF with solution. I'm asking like see, once the whole calculus of yours will be over, okay, then there will be a test, okay. In that test, there will be a 50 to 60 question. The total time will be the 2 hours to 2.5 hours, and you have to attempt that test, okay. So for that, I will give you the complete solution as well as the answer key with that. You want me to give you the DPP question solutions or the test series? Test series as in what test series? That is available on the GFG website, or is there any other test series you're talking about? Okay. No, sir, in general form, in general, all subject in calculus. Okay, so for the all calculus, I will give you the solutions PDF, okay? And for the all calculus subject, I will give you the solution in PDF form. No worry with this, which have a detailed solution. Other than DPP, will we get more practice question if not, can suggest the site where we can get the practice question, not PYQs. Karthike, first please done the PYQ. Okay. Randomly, if I say that you go and attempt a question of the author H.K. Das, okay. Suppose if I'm saying an author H.K. Das and go and write see the questions of that. What will happen is once the question that are asking in the examination and the question that are available in the book, they are too extreme. There is no point. There is no exactly point. To be very honest, there is no any similarity for that. The person, the HK Das is saying the HK Das level is this. Your gate level is much higher. So first you have to be make sure that you need to fill that point, okay? Fill that gap, first thing. And instead of a PYQ, if you are doing the PYQ, that is more than enough, okay? So if still you want me to give any idea, pick any book, okay? Any academic book which are AICT approved or UGC approved and start with your trying. But that is not, just don't invest much more time on these books because that will definitely going to be in the same way where you have to go, but you have to go with the gate PYQ and that will be more helpful, okay? So pick any book, okay? Any book randomly, if I'm saying HK Das book, okay, you can go and pick that HK Das book. But I'm again saying, don't invest much time in these books. These books have a single question problem, have a 10 type of a problem on the single concept. So that is not going to help. Is there any other doubt, guys? कोई भी डाउट है तो प्लीज पूछो. Okay. So see you guys on the next week. This is all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. कोई भी issue हो तो please ask in the doubt support. Okay. That will be definitely going to be a solve. See you guys on the next week. Till then, thank you. Bye bye. Take care and do practice.